Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good Thursday, actually. Sorry, my fault. Already, bots are already moving on kick. It is what it is on that part. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone's having a good one so far. I am having a terrific day so far. Got to make dinner with my little sister and my ma. That was a lot of fun. We had homemade spaghetti and meatballs. I didn't get to eat all of it because my ass would have passed out if I would have ate them all. So I'm glad that I didn't eat all of them. I'm going to eat some more when I get done with stream tonight, because I'm going to be feasting. My mom made homemade spaghetti meatballs, and I'm not about to be being left out on that. But I had to watch how much I eat, because like I said, I was going to pass out if I ate too much, and we're not going to have that repeat again. So other than that, though, really good. I'm ready for the weekend. I am excited because I'm going to be working more on the short film. I am also going to be continuing with streaming. And Dontavius! Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. My setup's a little of a mess right now just because I was actually doing recordings yesterday for the short film. And I completely forgot to put my stuff away, so everything's kind of a mess right now. But here we are. Either way. But anyhow, yeah, I'm excited to start Lillian's chapter. It's gonna be really good. I'm excited for it, and from there, I'm hoping to get her chapter done this weekend. If we can get it done this weekend, that'll set us very nicely for next week. But we shall see on how that's gonna go. And then I'll tell you all about this right now too. I was looking at music for the short film today. Well, for not for this short film, like future short films, and I was like, I found a song, and it was like Viking type beat. I'm like, oh, yo, this looks really good. It sounds really good, and I was getting ready to ask the person for like, hey, can I use this in the video? Credit you, yada yada. And I realized it was AI. I'm like, oh man. I was like, man. And I ended up talking to one of the guys at work about that. And he was like, oh, just use it. I'm like, man, I'm good. It's like, I don't need that AI type beat. Like, I'm already using AI from the for Havana and in the story that I have for her, that I have for this channel for her to play a part in. So it's like, I don't need to be using AI music like that, because that's really not what I want to be doing. So I'm not going to be using any AI music whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get that out of the way right now. The only AI that I'm really using is the voices for Havana, and that's really it. Like, other than that, I ain't using no AI, because I want everything to be authentic. I want everything to be real. Yeah, that's just me, you know. So Ryushi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. And to the, I don't know how to say your name. I am so sorry, but also welcome back to the other stream as well. Hope to have glad to have you here as well. Hope you all having a good one so far. Oh, there goes my stuff falling. I gotta get new adhesive on that, because that shit's falling bad. I gotta do that tonight. But anyhow, yeah. Like, the only AI I for real use is just Havana's voice, and that's really it. Eventually, I would like to stray away from it, but for now, you know, it works. I gets what I need from it, and it's so good. So, copy and paste and translate. Oh, I could. You are right. Let me do that real quick. Oh, that's fucking unfortunate. That goes all of that. Well, okay, hold on. Well, let me copy that. There we go. Copy, and we're gonna paste. We're gonna go to Google Translate. Well, okay, hold on. Before I even translate it, are you cool if I translate your name just so I could, say your name? I don't want to be translating your name, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be stepping on toes like that for real. So if you cool with me translating your name real quick, I'll do it. But until then, I'll wait till your permission. But anyhow, we are doing Lillian's chapter. Super excited for it. Super excited for it. Like I said, I can't wait for the short film to come out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get right into this chapter. She's been on my radar for a fat minute, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the light falling. Yeah, I saw it. I gotta fix it. So yeah, I gotta fix it. I gotta get adhesive on it. I should fix it here in a second. But Blaze Warrior, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. Welcome back to the stream. Hope your voice acting is going well for you. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are having fun with it and just enjoying the ride. I hope you're enjoying the ride with it. So, all right. I'm gonna unmute the mic. I'm gonna pause the music. We're gonna get some things going here, and then I'm ready to roll. Don't forget to do your challenges. Challenges for what? In here? Hold up. Oh, I gotta also. Yoink. Music's on. Boom. It's Arturo. Oh, Arturo. Alto. Oh, yo! No way! No way! Oh, yo, no way! Okay, that's awesome. Your name is that. I'm gonna have to make a pivot then. Well, you already know the name. Okay, I could talk about it because the name's already been talked about. So funny thing, Alto or Arturo, I'll call you Arturo. Funny thing, in one of the short films, that I posted out, I think it was a little bit ago. One of the characters in my short film is actually called Arturo. So that's fucking wild. I'm gonna have to make a pivot, and change his name. Oh, yo, that's fucking wild. Oh, yo, that's fucking insane. It's it's funny to me because I'm like, damn. I didn't think anyone would be named like that, so now I gotta make a pivot and change his name in the story for me. But you know what? That's all right. That's all right. It's gonna happen. Wasn't expecting it to happen, but it's all good. So, oh wow, guess I need to watch it. I mean, yeah, yeah. That's so fucking funny. That's so fucking funny. Oh man. I don't remember which short film it is. I want to. Let me actually look. Let me see which story was it in? Playlist, calling. Click on the videos. Okay, you're not letting me click on the videos. There we go. That's what I wanted. Hold on, chat. Chat. Wow, I can't believe I said that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see. I want to say it was Agony. I want to say it was Agony or Beginnings. No, can it be? It couldn't be them either. Infinite Loop. We got I want to say it was Agony. I want to say it was Agony, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna check really quick. Nope, wasn't Agony. Was it Reunited? Nope, wasn't Reunited either. Which one was it? Was it Utopia? Wasn't Utopia either. Was it I think it might have been Beginnings. No, couldn't have been Beginnings. Yeah, couldn't have. Yeah. Not Beginnings either. Was it Old Days? Yes, it was Old Days. Okay, so if you're gonna watch, it's Old Days. Hold on, let me actually. Hold up, hold up, hold up. We're gonna listen to it too.
Is there something you need to discuss with me, Admiral?
Actually, I'll let you mute this so that we don't get spoiled. Um. Come on, where the hell is the name? Hold on, he's about to say it. Yeah, okay, so you're looking for Arturo. You're looking for Diary of a Commandant Old Days. That is where the second character of my story gets introduced. Um that's fucking wild. But like I said, I'm gonna have to make a pivot. I'm gonna have to make a pivot so that way you know the name it gets changed. Um which is fucking insane. Like I said, it's so ironic. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, with that being out of the way, let's get into the story. I've wasted enough time already. Side story, floating record, Deceivers Rapture. Okay, finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Finally here. All right, episode 1. Krupler, Taylor, Assassin, Spy. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Las Parados. I believe that's an Italian name. The layout here differs from other parts of Los Prados. The low, antique row houses conceal their tranquility beneath the dark stonework, like a modest accents of the golden city beyond the horizon. Swirling snowflakes, there we go, weave together in a drowny blanket, absorbing even the faintest sounds into pure whiteness. The world here is suspended, dreamlike in its stillness. The girl in the lavish gown gently pushes the door open, its hinges swing through an exaggerated arc. Wind chimes jumble with a clear, crisp stand, with sound as the cold draft sweeps through the hall. Oh, right. Sorry, She spreads her fingers slightly and instinctively brings them to her lips, seemingly surprised by this small mishap. I like the hat. Very interesting. I like the getup too. Really, really good. She firmly grips the brass handle and pulls it inward, sealing in the room's warmth. Welcome to the Rosewater Tailor Shop. There you are, Eleanor. The meticulously groomed man offers a subtle bow, welcoming his visitor into his establishment. Hello, Mr. Shopkeeper. Please, there's no need for such formality. I should be the one apologizing for disturbing you at this hour. Or could Eleanor's visit during our regular business hour be considered a disturbance? Besides, creating custom tailored pieces for my clients is my personal interest. This must be another order from Madame Mazana, I presume. How is she doing? Is her business still thriving? He seems to realize the small talk sounds somewhat stilled, prompting an awkward smile. As you can see, making a living with needle and thread leaves me little opportunity for frequent entertainment venues. The situation over there, I can only ever learn about it through my customers' conversations. Oh, that's alright. This city wasn't built entirely for card games. There will always be those like you, Mr. Shopkeeper. People who take more pleasure in life's quiet routines than in chasing endless profit. I like her southern accent. I know she's probably like Italian type beat, but I'm a rock with the Italian for right now. Well, no, not the Italian, the country. I'm a rock with the country accent for right now for the girl, and I'm gonna keep him just a formal man. The girl steers the conversation with impeccable grace. My aunt is doing well, you see. The order I brought today is a gift she prepared for herself. The man known as the shopkeeper maintains a relaxed expression, yet a barely perceptible flicker of unease passes through his eyes. Let me guess. A collar piece? A cloak? No. It must be a hat decoration, right? The girl doesn't respond. Instead, she pulls a silk-bound parchment scroll from her handbag. Though an outdated recording method, it hardly seems out of place in this shop that still uses carving grano telephones.
Oh, when it comes in my aunt's tastes, well, no one understands them quite like you.
Oh yeah, I fuck with the country accent. Yeah, I fuck with it. Yeah, I do too. It's good. It's good. I fuck with. I think it suits her. She unrolls the scroll on the glass counter. The sharp-looking middle-aged man adjusts his gold-rimmed glasses with a slight push of his knuckles as he reveals the items listed in the order. I also already know how I'm gonna do Lillian's voice. I did it before when I first seen her, so I already know what I'm doing with her. Heritage crockett hen handkerchief, feather accessories. You are here at just the right time. A fresh batch of top-quality materials just arrived for early winter. While conversing with his visitor, he searches through the cabinet for a wooden box containing feathers. Then he pulls out a narrow purple box, proudly displaying its contents to its visitor. Sourced from blackboard habitats in the southern peninsula of Los Prados, these are nothing but bionic feathers you see everywhere. And even the goldfinch, which never visits the inland region even during migration. Our shop has managed to collect feathers from this rare creature as well. Here you are. If you have any additional requirements, please feel free to let me know. The girl's gaze lingers on the blackbird feather, its silk-fine barbs clinging to the dark blue-black shaft.
Oh, even summer mosquitoes are extinct. Being able to collect bird feathers from a forest is a true luxury.
The girl's expression flickers with a subtle hint of surprise. Everything that allows us to reach the stars comes from the Earth itself. Before we set foot among the cosmos, it's preserving our homeland, the treasure in our memory is the best way to honor her. He gently picks up the feathers resting on the velvet, examining it carefully for a moment. Oh, look at me, going off on tangents again. After carefully replacing the blackbird feather in the case, the shopkeeper, suddenly aware of his impropriety, redirects his attention to the girl.
I'll take this one. The style is the same as usual.
She quickly returns to her usual smile. Great choice, great choice. As for the matching lace fabric, let me get some samples from the storage room of your choose.
Oh, thank you.
Would you like something to drink? The weather's been terribly cold lately. I'll prepare some black tea in the lounge area, sugar cubes and maple syrup are on the table. Help yourself. Following the shopkeeper's gaze, the girl notices a low tea table newly added to one of the side of the shop, with an elegant metal teapot that looks almost like a decorative display piece.
Oh, Mr. Shopkeeper certainly thinks of everything. As I always say, everyone should frequent little shops like this more often. Madre, Zero Energy Cowboy, Lucky 38. Forget tourists, even the locals spend all day in those colorful casino halls. Hunger can be satisfied at all-you-can-eat buffets, of course, but none of those places have hot drinks that you prepare, Mr. Shopkeeper.
She acts as though pleasantly surprised, shedding her reserve to lavish praise on the shopkeeper's kindness. The girl has declined his offer of tea, instead wandering around the shop examining everything.
Oh, come to think of it, I hadn't noticed this before you installed a new workbench outside the counter, Mr. Shopkeeper.
Lucky 38? Is that a Fallout New Vegas reference? I can't say. I never played the New Vegas one. I played Fallout 4, but never the New Vegas one. She takes her position at the angled wooden counter. Just some customer requests require a little effort adjusting stitches, trimming fabric, or simply reattaching a cufflink. At times like this, I work more like a secret cobbler. I could solve your needs right here at the counter, and you can be on your way out without wasting a moment. The shopkeeper's enthusiasm fades slightly, and the girl keenly catches his brief but unnatural hesitation before he responds. Speaking of which, I suppose you'll need to leave early for the evening banquet. Just a moment, I'll go get the lace samples. Clearly uninterested in further conversation, he turns toward the shop's storage room. That's a sound he couldn't mistake. The flip-top workstation creaks open, resting slightly against the elegant wall decoration. His nerve-ending scream in alarm, the girl pulls out a pair of silver long-handled scissors from under the table, and the sharp blade slicing through the air. His ears catch the heavy, muffled thud that follows. Oh! You... Then comes the dull pain spreading through the body like a dripping into blood vessels. That's fucking insane! What the... But foam already bubbles in the shopkeeper's throat, drowning his vocal cords in the dark red liquid gushing forth.
Shh. Oh, Mr. Agent from Pollard, at least your disguise was convincing. Embroidery scissors, long-handled shears, buttonhole cutters, serrated scissors. You went through all that trouble collecting such fine tools. Never imagined they'd be used like this, didn't you?
Hot, wet liquid stains from the double-breasted vest crimson like the black suit jacket has fallen to the floor during the struggle. He's tense, blood-filled muscles stretch the fabric of his shirt, revealing a robust physique that contradicts the cracksman persona.
Oh, these scissors entered through your left costal arc. By all accounts, they should have only pierced your spleen. But thanks to the blade's length, that heart in your chest also gets to experience its sharpness.
A sound like crushing grapes escapes the shopkeeper's mouth, and the flowing liquid resembling nectar brewed deep in his trachea.
Oh my, I can't speak anymore. Seems like I accidentally pierced your lung as well. Oh man, so filthy. How undignified. Oh, even my clothes are.
Well-trained instincts finally override his shot. The shop owner steadies himself, veins bulging in his hands, lunge toward the small figure at the lavish dress before him.
I'm trying to get my dress dirty too. Don't be so stingy now.
The girl nimbly dodges to one side, letting the dying man's final struggle waste away in meaningless momentum. His limbs still twitch, but the body lying on the peach wood floor no longer contains life.
What a bother. More physical labor for me now.
She holds the shopkeeper's hand, feeling rough calluses between his thumbs and index fingers, hardened skin formed from years of handling firearms. Then she skillfully drags the corpse to the storage room behind the counter. That's cramped, lightless space contains all the shopkeeper's secrets, but the assassin no longer needs to verify them one by one.
Whew.
The girl raises her right index finger, using her nail to trace the incomplete arc and cross into the darkness. She leaves the room, gently locking the door behind her.
Oh dear. How did I still get my sleeves stained with filth?
Her voice carries nothing but surprise and regret. The crimson stains, now drying between folds of dark-colored fabric, becomes impossible to discern. The arterial blood spatter is surprisingly neat. The girl quickly cleans the floor with hydrogen peroxide, wipes away from her handbag. Moments later, as if nothing ever happened in the shop. I like the music. Fuck with the music. After confirming everything has been taken care of, the girl returns to the main shop from the hidden room.
Oh, Mr. Shopkeeper. Mr. Shopkeeper. Mr. Rosewater?
The girl stands between the workbench and display case, tilting her head as she softly calls out the shopkeeper's name. Wait a minute, what? Returns to the main shop from the hidden room. The echo chamber in the metal and pure wood remains utterly silent.
Oh, how thoughtless of me. Expecting a shop to be open on Christmas Eve. Then I should... I almost forgot.
She examines the treasure on the counter, noticing faint crimson streaks running through the black feathers. Not that Aunt would mind at all, after all. The blackbird's true colors are black and red. Besides, she'll also bring back the classified dossier from the workstation as a gift for Aunt, won't she?
I'll take the sample. As for the lace, we'll discuss that later.
The girl slips the purple slender box into her handbag, then lifts her gaze toward the street beyond the display window. Snow conceals the true color of the row of the low buildings, and she knows that beyond the horizon, the city center presents an entirely different scene. The falling snow traces delicate diagonal lines like celestial ladders, inviting people into a world of pure white.
On the Babylonia's dome, I might see living birds again. Well, at least that's what Aunt promised.
She gently strokes the curtains, causing the tassel to scrape against the glass with a delicate tinkling sound. Then the girl leaves the shop. Turning past the alley by the tailor shop, the street scene suddenly comes open up. The falling snow has ceased. Stylish decorations inside adorned by buildings, yet the scattered pedestrians refuse to linger and admire them. They are eager to return to the warmth indoors to enjoy their feast of turkey and eggnog. I've never had eggnog. I've never had it. I thought that shit was disgusting when I heard it. I'm like, I'm good. Nope, I'm good. I'll stick to my water and wine. Some, however, appear to be in rather undue taste. A figure collides with her head on, nearly sending the girl tumbling to the ground. The package in the newcomer's hand falls onto the street.
Sorry. Oh, I should be the one apologizing. I was completely distracted by walking.
Lowering herself into a poised crouch, she gathers the leather foil from the floor. Her peripheral vision catches the gold stamp patterned on the package. Rosewater Ltd S2132.
Your things. Are you hurt? No, thanks.
She swiftly accepts the offered package with the curt word of thanks.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas Eve.
Even as she acknowledges the courtesy, the stranger remains shrouded beneath her hood, her face unreadable in the dim light. Their intersecting paths diverge once more, the footprints forming two parallel lines in the snow.
Man, my dress got wet after all.
The girl notices traces of melted snowflakes on the hem of her skirt and mutters a complaint to herself. I want to say that's. I want to say that this is Lillian or Lilith when she was younger. 6 picket poles, 6 empty chambers. The answer was clear. Old Fred should never have raised a viper like you. Oh wait. Old Fred should have never raised a viper like you. He told me himself before he. Oh God, forgive me. I mean, before he passed away, you murderous scum, burn in hell. And to think he named you the sole beneficiary of his will, that's just like him, soft-hearted of his dying breath. If he weren't like that, he wouldn't have been wrapped around Feasley's finger. Nothing but elite sucking blood from a wild boar's hide. Even calling this toying with him would be giving him too much credit. As for that old bastard, absolutely disgusting. I'll spare him the load, Bonnie, but if a Bailey could carve into his brain and cut out those memories, I'd be more than happy to oblige. Oh wait, you saw it? The person is Chayton! It's your own damn incompetence. Stop blaming others. The rough shout yanks her from her thoughts. Her professional smile clicks on automatically. The argument grows quite intense, both participants even knocking their chairs to the floor.
Oh, is there a problem, gentlemen? It's all right. Just speak like me, like you usually do.
The figure in the purple dress strides quickly to the table, her soothing words portraying a maturity that belies her youthful face. Both accusers freeze mid-sentence, even the uninvolved players straighten up, their casual attitudes evaporating. Eleanor, let me explain. Usually, we'll all bet about 2.5 times. What kind of person would bet 10 times in a game like this? Now, that's what I call playing smart and dangerous. Maybe take some notes, rookie. Oh, you shut up. Spitting fire flies in his mouth, flecking the neighboring player's face before he suddenly hunches over, pivoting toward the girl beside him. I'm away. Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. I believe I've seen you before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday or Friday, wherever you may be. I hope you are also enjoying. Wow, I've lost my train of thought. So I hope you are enjoying the stream so far when you joined. We just started Lillian's chapter. We're on episode 2 so far. So far, enjoying the atmosphere. I like the ambience that we've got going on right now. Kind of like a we almost in like a Boston or like Italian type beat. So, man, Apollo Evo is a great hypercar. Who? And what car? Okay, here we go. Oh, look, he never showed his cards, and we just figured the bastard got lucky and let it slide. Then comes the flip. Suddenly his pocket ace, including the ace of hearts.
Oh, that does sound rather like a rare good fortune. Which part of the game are you dissatisfied with, sir?
The girl calmly intervenes in the dispute. These days, Mechanos can handle all the dealing and shuffling. I know your equipment is here. Here's the most reliable. Look, I played long enough to know every card that's hit the table. That bastard cheated. Oh, that's basic skill. Stop flaunting it. Cut to the chase. Don't play coy after cheating. You already pulled the ace of hearts once. How the hell does your perfect duplicate just appear? Such a cheap trick you still have the audacity to. His accusations are drowned out by the grumbling of the surrounding players, eager to win a bag and fill their pockets, who could hardly tolerate such a waste on their time.
We use this city standardized arbitration system. If you don't mind, we can pull this up on the table's dealer records.
I don't mind at all. My hands are completely clean. Let's do this and expose that bastard's true colors.
Oh, then just a moment, please.
Her fingers fly across the panel behind the mechanoid dealer. With a hum, a holographic relay of the entire game flickers to life above the table. The commotion attracts the attention from neighboring tables while the face of the player, raising objections, gradually contorts. The artificial construct circuits have clearly recorded every second of the game with no evidence supporting his claims. There must be something wrong. I remember it crystal clear.
Oh, the other guests are eager to start a new round, sir. I'm sure you understand. If you'd like to investigate further, I can cash you out of your winnings now, and we can continue this discussion in security.
Her smile remains radiant, but the steel in her voice leaves no room for misinterpretation. He hesitates for just a moment, then backs down with a dismissive wave. Go ahead with your business, Miss Eleanor. I can handle things here myself. As the situation settles, the player starts shouting for the mechanoid shuffle, deck again, completely unfazed by how abrupt the shift in the attitude is. A sharp sound of metal hitting the table quiets the crowd once again. Why don't we settle this with the traditional way, shall we? He challenges his opponent, who had just won the previous round, with a stroke of luck. His right elbow rests casually on the edge of the table, a revolver gripped tightly in his hand. Didn't you expect your taste to be so inquacted? Some traditions are worth keeping now, you know. Human dealers, these machines took all the fun out of arguing with the house. Every fair game needs a referee, no matter what form it takes. I propose we let Eleanor load the bullets. What do you think? I have nothing to hide, nothing to fear. When the winner accepts the challenge, the room erupts in whistles and cheers while the law protects the right to carry firearms. Such outlandish behavior is rarely seen in daily life. Eleanor's smile widens an even more exaggerated arc.
Oh, ensuring the safety of our guests' lives and property is a fundamental principle of this establishment and all of Las Prados.
As she speaks, she swiftly seizes the weapon from the challenger's hand, completely ignoring the owner's belated protest. Are you careful? I think it easily. Oh, this is about my dignity, don't you?
Oh, don't you worry, fellas. I'll finish this game for you. Letting a guest take part in such a dangerous duel is a serious lapse on my part, isn't it?
Then the girl skillfully inspects the chamber and hammer as if handling a child's toy. Her face lights up with a pleasant surprise.
A copper-beard roseberry double-action repeating revolver. Oh, what a rare find these days. 8 chambers of 3.57 Magnum rounds, a meticulous creation of a vintage craftsmanship designed exclusively for collectors, are deserving of equally exceptional rules.
She speaks of it with an intimate familiarity. The bulk revolver doesn't look out of place, but in the slender white fingers, rather it creates the impression that she is the weapon's rightful owner. Eleanor places the gun back on the table.
You'll be loading 2 bullets, mister. This makes the chance of failure 1 in 4.
With a curl of her lip, she unexpectedly raises the stakes of the game. The onlookers around the table gasp at the same time.
Of course, I wouldn't dare ask our guests for anything as crude as money. If I'm fortunate enough to win, I only hope that you can fulfill one small wish for mine. What do you say?
The scent of the excitement electrifies everyone's nerves. The card players have thrown all thoughts on the prize pools and strategies into the wind, their eyes firmly locked on the unfolding drama. No objections here. Let's do it.
Oh, please.
She raises her pinky finger and elegantly grips the barrel, offering the handle to the challenger. Okay, I have a feeling that this is Lillian. This has to be her when she was younger. The fidgety man snatches the weapon, showfully flips open the cylinder, and pulls out a handful of bright yellow bullets from his pocket with his left hand. He flicks the bullets into the air, then spins the curved cylinder, letting the rotating chamber catch the smooth falling ground. This small feat of dexterity earns another round of mocking cheers. Ha! I'll go first! Before his words even finish, he presses the gun barrel against his temple and savagely pulls the trigger. But the crowd's thirst for blood goes unfulfilled. The gunpowder explosion they were expecting didn't happen. The weapon malfunctions, seemingly due to the lack of lubrication. The mechanism engages, but the cylinder remains completely stuck.
My, you're certainly impatient. No matter, it's only proper to let our guest go first, but since he's jammed, perhaps I should be the one to take the first shot.
She takes the weapons from her opponent, noticing the grip feels oddly sticky to the touch.
Well then, I'll begin.
The briefly interrupted atmosphere of excitement flares back to life as she presses the barrel to her forehead, and with perfect composure pulls the trigger. The ecstatic atmosphere freezes for an instant, then resumes its flow in the absence of any gunshot. But calling, insults, indescribable murmurs, and even disappointed wails all erupt uncontrollably from the crowd. Risk is the very essence of thrill, and this long-absent high-stakes showdown shatters the pretense of normally dignified gamblers. The near-primal frenzy surges through the hall, bubbling at the brink of explosion.
Oh, what a shame. It seems I survived. Well then, your turn, sir.
With an innocent smile, she extends the revolver. The combination is enough to push the challenger's nerves to the edge of the hysteria. This is a turn of events he never saw coming. Eleanor is a pampered rich girl who happens to know her way around a card table. How could she possibly so adept to this kind of game? The delicate presence of her smiling eyes curved like scythe blades, a fleeting thought that sent a chill down his spine. Okay, I'll do it. The judge's gravel hovers, poised for a verdict that never comes.
Let's begin another round then.
Girl, challenger, girl, challenger, girl, challenger. 6 shots over the merely moments, yet to the seasoned card player, it felt like a century had passed. The cold sweat now trickles down his face toward his neck. 6 triggers pulled, empty 6 chambers. The answer was clear. The revolver returns Eleanor's hand, heavy with the weight of death itself. I withdraw my challenge. Did you hear me? I'm not playing anymore. Both bullets are in Miss Eleanor's hand. I'd say fortune favors her. Shall we call this her win? What do y'all say? Heated arguments surged from all directions, only to be dispersed by the decisive word of the controlling the game.
Oh, that won't do, you know. Rules are the foundation of any game. They're not just a casino protocol. They're my promise to all my guests. Promises are not to be changed on a whim.
The scent of blood seeps into the air as the hall spirals into chaos.
Oh, I forgot to mention something to you. I never believe in luck. I only believe in probability.
She raises her gun barrel to her forehead once more and pulls the trigger. The grip snake of the hammer tears through the noise, replacing the chaos with an undisturbed, deathly silence. 1 second, 2 seconds. 3. The ear-splitting explosion everyone expects still hasn't arrived. Okay, hold up. Pause the scene. I gotta get this fixed. Ugh. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Good shit. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fixing it right now. One. Almost done. I'm getting this nice stuff right now. That's that. I'm doing fun. Okay. All done. Alright, now that that's out of the way. I can finally relax now. No, that shit's gonna fucking stick now. Chapter Lilith? Okay. Yes, sir. We are at, and ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Or sir. We are doing Lillian's Lilith chapter, yes. But I have a feeling that this has to be her. I think her name is just Eleanor, but then switches it to Lilith. So, alright, here we go. The girl remains unharmed. Her smile lands like a droplet in a still pond, sending ripples outward from the card table, spreading through the gathered crowd. One revolver is empty. Her accusers of other cheating when she's the only one cheating himself. That's impossible. I saw with my own eyes the bullet he tossed fall back into the chamber. Even the one who had been making false accusations lost his composure, utterly shocked by the result that defies all logic.
No need to be so harsh on this gentleman, everyone. The game isn't over yet. How can we all jump to conclusions?
She pulls the trigger again. In that instant, the hammer and cylinder nearly complete their task in unison. She's lost her mind! No, the cylinder's actually... How did she... Maintaining such high spirits in the face of death, this behavior could only certainly be called madness. Yet every movement of the girl is measured and deliberate, as if she refuses to tarnish her status as the owner of this establishment. The sounds of the hammer striking empty chamber rings out again, unsurprisingly leaving her feeling somewhat deflated. What pleasure is there in a game you know you'll win?
Oh, I've completed the final shot. It seems I'm the survivor. I was supposed to be entertaining my guests, yet I went ahead and won the duel. But you'll forgive me, won't you, sir?
One of them was supposed to die, setting aside the cheating. By the game's rules, both survivors could count as a tie. But the man across the table has lost his ability to speak. He just stares into his opponent, every facial muscle pulling in a different direction as if unsure what expression to wear.
No, that's impossible. How did you... Oh my, are you confused, sir?
She bodily flips over the revolver cylinder and dumps its contents onto the table. With two soft clicks, a pair of knuckle-sized metal cylinders come to rest among the playing cards. The spectators nearest to the duelist swiftly grabs the cylinders, holding them up for a closer look at the evidence.
He's the one who cheated! It was clear to what this house! You have the nerve to criticize me? You're nothing but a baffling gentleman!
He basks in the satisfaction of having reaffirmed his innocence, while the onlookers around him finally relax their tense nerves. Yet, no one turns to the disgraced man. All eyes stay locked onto the girl, as if she's the only one left standing in the spotlight.
The standard Copperfield Raspberry double reaction... Ooh, wow, my goodness. The standard Copperfield Fosberry double action revolver weighs 56 ounces, 1587 grams unloaded.
She knows people are desperate for an explanation.
This gentleman has exquisite taste. His embellishments on his gun are rather refined. With an agate and diamond inlays at the grip and the gold plate barrel, the unloaded gun weighs around 1,800 grams. The standard .37 57 caliber Magnum rounds are somewhat heavier in regular ammunition, to be precise 15 grams per bullet. So the total weight of the unloading boatings should be 1,830 grams, or perhaps a bit more. But when you've only loaded 2 empty shell casings, the weight is practically indistinguishable from an unloaded gun.
Her casual tone only brings about an even more profound silence.
A skilled player can remember the whereabouts of every suit and every single card. Manipulating dice and such minor tricks are child's play to them. I merely picked up on the basics of estimating measurements while working at the bar. Just applying what I've learned on the fly. I'm still nowhere near as good as you, my guest.
She feigns embarrassment at her own display, offering a delicate bow to those seated on either side of the table.
Well, what do you think now, sir?
It's impossible! No one could be that perceptive, especially not some little girl!
The exasperated man catches himself mid-sentence, swallowing the rest of his disrespectful mark.
Oh, that was just a little playful banter to lighten the mood. You're absolutely right, sir. How could anyone possibly distinguish a mere difference to a few grams? This type of Magnum is loaded with miniature high-explosive rounds, packing more gunpowder than usual. That's why they typically have flat tips. When I noticed you're deliberately using the sleight of hand while loading, I had already figured out most of it. Flat-tip bullets and empty shells are truly difficult to distinguish without careful examination. Still, your technique is quite skillful, and you must have practiced it throughout your professional career.
Whether he is a second-rate hitman or a third-rate private detective makes no difference to her. An opponent who is willing to expose their weakness isn't worth the effort.
City guards! We're the city guards! Get the disgraceful wretch done out of here! That's right, don't spoil our fun!
People begin shoving one another, trying only to freeze the sound of metal striking the floor. The girl picks up the moon umbrella leaning up beneath her chair and taps it against the floor, making everyone around her suddenly realize she hasn't come unprepared. That's fucking her. That's what I thought.
Oh, no need to rush off just yet. Revealing the prize is the most enjoyable part of my game, wouldn't you agree? As the winner, my wish is quite simple. This gentleman acted on impulse, so I kindly ask everyone to consider today's little drama water under the bridge. However, let baseless accusations go unchecked, and soon there are no rules.
She tilts her head, her smile cutting like a scythe blade into the perpetrator.
Since you're such a skilled veteran, mister, your budget must be quite substantial. After all, an employer like yours wouldn't offer a low salary, would they?
The girl utters cryptic words that only her target can comprehend.
How did you?
The man has abandoned all will to resist, his words filling out instinctively from whatever thoughts formed in his mind.
My goodness, prying into the lady's secrets is rather discourteous, don't you think? Anyway, thank you, mister, for providing everyone for such an exciting match. It's been quite some time since I had this much fun. The guests are still high spirits, so today's drinks will be on you, mister.
Before the man can even react, the hall bursts into cheers. He awkwardly forces a stiff smile, waving to acknowledgement to the people around him. The mechanical waiters glide to the crowd, their trays cutting slender paths like icebreakers through packed snow. gossip, alcohol, and a high roller covering everyone's tab. Another night of revelry is in full swing in Los Prados. The girl had already vanished by the exit before the party even began. Throughout the entire encounter, she behaves as if unaware of the pair of eyes watching from the corner of the hall. Interesting. What a promising young talent. Okay. Status update.
Oh, according to the surveillance data, Lucky 38's visitors count was higher than usual, so I went to inspect the main hall myself and took care of a little dispute.
Oh, something so serious enough to drag you out personally. Some McDonald's acting up again.
I'm afraid it was something more serious than that.
Get to the point.
Although the perpetrator's handgun was modified, I can confirm it's a standard model from the Polaroid division of the Colonel Intelligence Bureau. I'm not sure why he would deliberately expose his identity, but that means Colonel's people are back.
She switches off the communicator, hidden under her hat brim, and walks toward the high-rise apartment across the parking lot outside the hall. So we're gonna keep this voice for Lilith right now, but we'll switch it once we see her grown up. Alright, episode 3, City and Stars. And then after this chapter, I'm gonna go get some water. Whoa. Safeguard Act, humans gotta be modified, behave slowly from what if no government entity made. Okay, we heard that. Okay, human experiment conducted by biological research data. Okay, modified person zones. Okay, human cloning is prohibited. July 13th, front page headline of the Transatlantic Herald. The World Government Parliament passes the Human Right to Life and Biomedic Tech Subject Protection Act with an overwhelming majority. In the death row inmate human experimentation contract program is terminated. Ooh, excuse me. Wow! Holy shit! Oh, whoa! Oh my goodness! Madame Mazzano! Oh my god, yo! God damn, them dices! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, bro, she got that shit on. She rocking that shit. No wonder Lilith is able to pull on that shit. Wow, that's some crazy work. Oh my goodness, she look good. Holy shit. Oh my goodness, bro. Wow. Okay. Holy shit, Madame Mazzano. Well, how do I want to do her voice? We're gonna just experiment as we go. Progress always comes at a cost. That's old news, isn't it? That's just our definitions of acceptable cost have never quite aligned. With such dismissive results, your efforts were truly a waste of time. She browses through the news section in her handful terminal, taking a light sip of the iced tea that her guest has eagerly volunteered to prepare.
I've added a little bit too much rum. The sweetness overpowers a tequila's kick. If my niece were mixing this, she certainly adds some white mint to salvage it.
She sets a slender glass down, offering a dry critique. I even went on a way to learn from the bartender friend. Perhaps you could consider it an experience of a unique flavor. The smooth-talking blondie man blinks.
Oh, speaking of which, you came out from Lucky 38's casino. Have you already met my niece? From what I know, your people had some issues with her. Since when did Polar Agency operators get this careless, exposing their identities in public of all places?
Oh, just a bit of unnecessary misdirection. Since that private detective we recruited is playing the conspicuous fool, I move freely while blending into the crowd. Of course, your sharp ID still saw through it. Besides Eleanor, I doubt anyone else would have recognized what was so special about the revolver.
Wait a minute, your sharp-eyed niece saw through it.
Besides Eleanor, I doubt anyone else would have. Oh, besides her, okay. This kind of verbal sparring is more of a customary greeting between them before they get down to business.
In the end, Colonel just doesn't buy into Project Eden's feasibly.
Of course, the zero-point energy engine has proven theoretically so successful experiments are just a matter of time. But the colony ship sees electrical life support. Nobody's ever guaranteed that.
Initial population, reproduction model, starship ecosystems, and two many variables. Picture this, a colossal ship with limitless energy taking a decade just to hit 25% light speed. Sadly, she has barely left the orc cloud before the passengers on board drown in their own excitement in carbon dioxide. Whoosh! The gold ship sweeps onward to its new homeland.
With a rather twisted sense of humor, he hooks his thumb and gestures with both hands to mimic a pair of wings. The hostess forces a hollow chuckle through her nose. Is that why you pinned your hopes on human augmentation?
Oh, exactly. But the media are such a hassle. Originally, Colonel provided compensation to the families, but the death row inmates voluntarily signed up to the test subjects. It was a clearly win-win situation. Yet exposers kept popping up on papers, claiming they were mistreated death row inmates. I've drafted several public safety information control acts, but unfortunately, my parliament colleagues lack the necessary awareness.
I like his voice. We're going to keep it like that. The details mentioned in the report by your dear friends in the media seem far more dramatic than mere scandal. An explosion recently occurred in a secret research facility under Colonel Group, accelerating the liberation of voting process for regulated legislation. Mizono picks up her data pad again, scrolling through the screen while quoting the news in the decidedly sarcastic tone.
The path to become the gods is a dead end. So we're left to live out our mortal lives. In the end, your start has one former director of the North American Institute of Ecological Sciences.
Ah, no wonder. Okay, she's from North American.
After all, the human body has its limits. Seems we'll have no choice but to follow your vision and launch the cradle with its self-sustaining ecosystem into the stars.
I'm thinking about starting playing. I'm thinking about starting playing the Tale series. I've never heard of that series. I don't even know what it's about or what it even looks like. The blind man takes the loss in stride. He offers compliments in response. These days, people just call me the mongrel of Las Parados.
Oh, thank your brother and his wife for dropping dead. You, as Eleanor's guardian, cleaned up nicely. She gets the inheritance, you get the territory. Everybody wins.
You're here to secure a budget for Colonel? You really don't know your place.
Oh, come on, no need to be so harsh. I need your help this time. Though New Nelly's Air Force Base has been repurposed as Las Prados Spaceport, its surrounding infrastructure still houses military, industrial, and launch facilities. The 32nd generation space environment simulator has been validated at Tuscaloosa, Ellsworth City. But even a colony ship can linger in deep space. The longevity of a functional human society within its ecosystem remains an open question. Colonel has gotten where they are today by following one principle: never putting all their eggs in one basket. This institute expertise is key, and the Air Force base facilities are the keyhole. Let's turn the lock and reopen Project Volcanon and weave a new future for the far-sighted Martin Mazzona.
The man's voice swells with enthusiasm, his invitation morphing into a frolic pitch. Since when did you pick up the bad habit of discussing business without bringing money? Where's the budget? Her retort cuts to the chase. Years ago, Colonel axed Mazzono's project, diverting resources to their so-called next big thing, starving the North American Ecological Science Institutes of funds. Pumping endless resources into improving the life support systems, that's just delusion. Humans are not sending themselves into outer space, they are bringing the Earth ecosystem there. That was your line when you shut our institute. So Colonel's new plan is rounding up death row inmates, hoping to cook up superhumans who can survive deep space. Don't you find it laughable?
I get your frustration. That's why we've secured an unlikely barker. Should I call him the man of the hour? Anyway, he still has some business to attend to, and I expected to visit Las Prados in October to discuss further project details with you.
Mazzano slams her glass against the table in displeasure. Jokes stop being funny when they bounce. You want to know what happens when those who write checks they aren't cash. Take a stroll to the cemetery on the outskirts of town.
I'm merely a public servant who happens to occupy a seat at the World Government Parliament. Powerless, without influencing, completely clean. Paid messenger is the extent of what I can do. I'd for the nightlife of Los Prados remains as exhilarating as ever.
He changed the subject.
The year and I have all caught before wives about the summer light shows. Since I'm here, I might as well see what the fuss is about. If there's nothing else to discuss, I'll take my leave now.
The blondie man flips his bangs aside with exaggerated flair and straightens out for the plush leather sofa. Let it be. For the sake of our years of working together, here's a little reminder. The city guards here are all former veterans of Colonel's Armed Division. If you want a peaceful vacation, better not stir up any trouble.
Rest assured, Madam Mogul, I've always been forthright. Never defer payments and don't play petty tricks.
He turns away from the horses by the floor to the ceiling window, raising an okay gesture toward the air.
Ah, you must be Miss Eleanor. What a coincidence. Have you finished dealing with all the trouble?
The petite girl in the violet dress approaches from the opposite end of the corridor.
Oh, you're the guest of my aunts. I apologize for subjecting you on such a spectacle.
Oh, no, I shall be thanking you, miss. Such a spectacular let duel. It's the first I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
I still have matters to discuss with her, Capart.
The clear dismissal echoes from the other side of the room. This is the first time Mizuno has addressed him directly by name.
I'll leave you two alone then. Good night, ladies. I'll see you soon.
The man briskly walks toward the end of the hallway, tactfully closing the door behind him.
Is there a chance he's eavesdropping by the sound of his footsteps? He hasn't gone very far.
He's well aware of the surveillance everywhere and wouldn't be foolish enough to make that mistake. Mizuno tilts her chin toward the terminal on the table.
Just as you instructed Aunt Las Prados, the resources are about to be redirected to your old project, aren't they?
I have no doubts about his proposal itself. What's suspicious is what happened to you earlier. An off-the-books detective from the Polar Agency working with Colonel affiliated counselor. That's a clear violation of the group's confidentiality protocols, and that old man. He's got deep pockets. He's almost never brings in outside investors. The memory uploading in human modification research has just encountered setbacks, and the ecological spear research is abruptly restarted. This is far too coincidental. The girl stands quietly by the sofa, then, as if to subtly enlighten, gives the hostess a knowing smile.
I remember you often told me to examine things with proper scrutiny, yet seize the opportunities when they arise.
The girl cautiously offers a suggestion, but Mizuno wastes no time seizing control of the conversation. A lucky hand might seem like a pure chance at first, but once you run the numbers, it becomes clear. It's most likely a trap set by your opponent in cahoots with the dealer. However, even a temporary advantage can become a turning point. Key is seizing it at the right moment. Well, you can't plan a counterattack without holding the right cards.
Yes, a manipulated game carries risk, but the payout is correspondingly unmatched. I don't recall asking for your advice.
Mizuno cuts off the girl who was agreeing with her.
No offense, but I shouldn't have said that.
Truth is, we won't know if this is Colonel's internal power struggle or just some money grab, unless we dance with the devils ourselves. Besides, this might be our last chance to revive Project Bocona. Bocajon? I think it's Bocajon. She conceals any ripple of emotion in her voice as she gently turns to gaze the lights outside the window.
Wow! What a woman!
Respectfully, of course. Holy shit! Neon casino signs scattered with deliberate artistry punctuate the gaps between open buildings. Spotlights stain the early summer night sky with a mesmerizing brown purplish hue. Here, the game is over. Oh, the game is on one true law. Since the establishment of the world government and the end of history seems to have become nothing but a fallacy, humans frantically push everything into the extreme, energy, engineering, biologically, as if the world would end if they didn't build a Tower of Babel in just 7 days and nights. Maybe it was that restless hunger that made me refuse Fred and join Kurino. Maybe he rests in peace. The woman deliberately glances toward Eleanor, only to find her expression as calm as ever. She doesn't restrain her emotions, but continues her impassioned commentary. And Las Prados is the ultimate entertainment. Humans are bizarre creatures. The further reason that takes them, the wilder the release. Resources of the city of sin, now feeling pursuit of the unknown. How ironic. I won't waste this opportunity.
I've always been curious. If I may ask, Aunt, What exactly does Bokono mean?
It's supposedly from a book of the old man greatly admired. Too bad the author was deranged, mad doctor. Kono's people are always speaking in these cryptic, mystical ways, disgusting as always. I prefer calling my life's work as its most straightforward name. Eden Type 3 colonial ship. No fucking way! She was the fucking third person to do this? Her gaze drifts past the tightly packed buildings beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows. Eleanor knows the woman's thoughts are fixed on a place somewhere in the northern suburbs beyond the city. How Neelis Air Force Base, where humanity poised to step proudly into the stars, is forging its own safety net. That's fucking wild. Fort Winter, oh boy. Traces of the biting and wind blades carved away for thousands of years cover the exposed rocks. The fortress facility, half hidden by snow and mountains, stands as the only mark of civilization in this far northern land.
Is this the old North Asian Research Institute of Lost Science of Evolution?
The man steps from the helicopter's rear cabin into the snowstorm, moves his eye mask, and gazes out the mountain range behind him with admiration.
Huh, I think this fits the researchers well.
A well-groomed gentleman steps into the platform from the landing pad, suspended stairway.
I've long heard your reputation, Mr. Godwin. I've also caught aware of the recent news of Muir laboratory accident. Yet those mediocre minds who had their eyes on your project all along seized the opportunity to make a fuss and even put the end to all your efforts. Fortunately, you had the right people backing you, ensuring that a pioneer like yourself wouldn't be cast aside so easily. Sample CB-103 lost in the explosion is now in the hands of one who sent me in to meet with you. He asked me to assure you your work will not be seized by the four major powers under the government.
I have no interest in hearing more about the Queen Bee's project or any other nonsense. The old man's obsessions with these lunatics killed the dream of transcending flesh. They derailed the projects worse than the media ever could.
My boss knows this. We believe if space demands enchanting humans' adaptability to mechanical modification, yet those misguided illusions like mind fusion. Here, you'll have full support. My boss sends his regards, a name you might recall. He hands over his sleek minimalist business card. Godwin accepts it with a curiosity glance. Have we met this guy before? I feel like we have.
Is it that doctor already who has his name on the news? Even someone like me, who spends all their time in the lab, has heard something about it. I heard they got pushed patients to kill themselves. Well, only some wealthy, eccentric with twisted proracities would be willing to fund such inhumane experiments.
Godwin's mouth twists in a weary smile.
Well, then I hope you have the opportunity to meet again.
He ducks into the helicopter Godwin just left, rotor blown now stinging Godwin's face.
Feeling the chill, he wraps himself closer with the coat.
So cold.
The vast light years stretching between Earth and potentially inhabitable world feels like an endless winter, one humanity is doomed to never cross. But this time, humanity will make a true attempt to leave the cradle behind. This is why he signed that suspiciously long contract and came here. Here, humanity will have the opportunity to take the ultimate step into the evolution of immortality. As the black steel doors open, the sound of rotating shaft brings Godwin back to reality. What he fails to realize is that the investor lurking in the shadows has already arranged every detail of the sifting operation. Godwin casts one night glance at the snowy mountains and turns back and steps into the dark passage. Okay. Woo! So far, pretty long chapter. But I know we're in for the long haul. I am going to use the restroom, get a water, and then we get back to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. Make sure you guys get some water in you, get a snack, and use the restroom when needed. I shall be back soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Ugh. All right. Oh, there goes that. We're only 15% done. Jay. Jeez. Excuse me. I was not expecting it to be that 15% already. That's fucking insane. All right. Episode 4, Cat and Mouse. Let's do it. If you truly want to break free from the conventions without hurting your loved ones, then I'd at least let you pursue art. I'm not joking. Art is merely a way of making a living. For God's sake, learn it from art form. If it makes your life more bearable, who knows it? It might even gradually cleanse your soul. Practice pen calligraphy on the back of the playing cards, mix drinks with mint and Sprite, tell stories, even terrible ones. Someday your friends will hear your fictional plots between them and believe them to be true. Do your very best and you will discover traces of divine revelation. Receive your ultimate reward. The reader closes the hardcover book and a deathly silence falls over the gathering. A moment later, scattered applause rises while the impatient audience members have already begun to stand up one after another. The banner for Theodore Eisensterling's book, Sharing Events, that still hangs overhead as the disappointing elite, who had a leisure to attend such activities, file through the archway and makeshift lecture hall. Wow, she's detailed, okay. There we go. The rental fee for this hotel multi-purpose hall must be quite steep, no? Quite the ambitious venue for a Debt Authors event in Los Prados. Oh, being nothing but an overworked voting machine is so tedious. As elected representatives, we have our ways to give back to society, making a masking contribution to artistic and cultural initiatives. The event sponsor responds. Come to think of it, I recall you already made a business trip here in mid-July. Shortly after the bill passed, frequent visits to Los Prados. Are you still in a hurry to court new sponsors? The middle-aged woman's words cut through the air with icy sarcasm. With Paul Lord's springs at your grip and Colonel himself singing your praises, well, I completely understand why a rising star would snail at a washed-up nobody like me. At least you know your place. You see, idle hands need entertainment. I've been consuming so much literature lately that I could probably sweat ink. Writers are fascinated, though. Once they realize you've actually read their work, they'll confess everything from their childhood cat's cradle games for the first kiss. He lowers his voice mysteriously. Word has it that the inspiration for this new book came from a funeral circuit attended years ago. With your frivolous attitude, I don't these pretentious literary types look down on you? Oh, how can you have a say if you don't experience it firsthand? Like our person on stage just now, I bet you've already seen his name in the news. Probably just some inconspicuous line in some tabloid. I've never heard of the leisure to describe such things. Oh, I'm certainly not referring to that ridiculous name, Sturgeon. According to rumors I've heard on certain circles, that's just one of his many pen names. Congratulations on finding your new hobby, but I'm out of time. As you have already arrived in the hotel lobby, and the woman is clearly fed up with the endless rambling. Oh, it's fine. See you later, Miss Blonsky. We'll continue our discussion next time. Suit yourself. After a perfunctory handshake, she glances at her wristwatch and turns toward the vehicle while waiting at the bottom of the gentle slope. The woman fails to notice that her handkerchief have already been swiftly swapped. Contempt for this frivolous colleague has diluted her vigilance. The down on his luck rider doesn't leave with the dispersing crowd, instead taking his place beside the blind man. Thank you for your generous support. Oh, not at all. Your work is brilliant as always. When it officially published, make sure to bring me a signed copy, he exclaims with genuine admiration. You flatter me. Oh, that reminds me. The fountain pen I borrowed during our last conversation, I've kept it close ever since. Now that we have a moment in private, I should return it to its proper owner. The counselor pulls a black and gold pen from his suit jacket pocket, its diamond embellishment unusually extravagant for writing instrument. He deliberately caresses the prominent protrusion in his thumb before handing it to the writer. Thank you.
If you'll pardon me, I have a meeting with Madame Mazzono. I should take my leave.
The vehicle leaves Los Prados Neon Spiral, heading toward the less bustling residential area. High rises thin out, giving way to low rise blocks. The woman picks up the microphone from the armrest and dials to the communication channel. As we feared, Capart is handling funds of questionable origin. Should we activate embroidery scissors?
After all these years, embroidery scissors may be rusty. I think we should give that girl what he took with a chance instead.
A hoarse, deep male voice casually issues instructions from the other end. What do you mean, sir?
We can write off embroidery scissors easily enough, but that girl especially. She's the last living candidate for the original batch. I say she's worth investing in.
So we let her get close to Mazzono?
Since when did you think so simplistically? Activate embroidery scissors and Mazzono will smell the threat immediately. If she wants to send a message, she'll have him killed. By using Mazzono's hand to eliminate embroidery scissors, that girl will have a chance to show what she's capable of.
The man on the phone seems quite pleased with himself, while Plangoshki? Yeah. Plangoshki silently listens to the instructions. Eleanor stands at the exit of the reception room, waiting for the distinguished guest to arrive. Today is a day Capart promised for a visit of his new investors on the Bahalkin plan. A discreet black sedan arrived out on schedule. The girl escorts the emerging passenger indoors.
Oh, welcome to Los Prados. I'm Madame Mazzono's niece, Eleanor. How may I address you, sir?
Eleanor never doubts her memory. 3 months ago, the visitor standing before her had appeared in the entertainment hall. He had watched the entire Resolute game from a corner. What? Okay, now this is gonna get quite confusing here. Okay. So how did we go from Kickle or Trout, who was white, to now this one? Unless we're in a different timeline here. We'll let it play out, but...
Ah, Trout. You must be that celebrated author everyone's discussing.
You're the notorious.
If this is the soon-to-be fucking Vonnegut, I guess I should do his voice.
The notorious fugitive.
Without wasting time on pleasantries, the visitor begins testing the girl's attitude.
Oh, those who live in the whirlpool of public opinion are always entangled with all sorts of rumors. Rest assured, sir, what happens in the Los Prados stays in the Los Prados. Is the city's unwritten rule.
Never mind. Honestly, works best with open-minded people. My personal hobbies have nothing to do with business, but I'm flattered a young lady knows my work. A small gift to commemorate our meeting, Eleanor.
He empathizes the words token of meeting. The man takes out a slender case and lifts the lid, revealing the elegant black and gold fountain pen resting quietly on velvet.
Oh, you flatter me, sir.
She notices the visitor's gaze lingering on the diamond decoration on her pen and perceptibly examines the small protrusions herself, making the sound of admiration. Familiar footsteps draw closer, and a woman appears at the doorway of the reception room. By the time she sees Trout on the sofa, her professional smile is perfectly rehearsed.
There were too many trivial matters at the casino that needed my attention, so I simply could have welcomed you at the airport personally. This is my niece, Eleanor. Please forgive us for having a child to receive you.
Not at all. Such prose clarity reflects excellent upbringing.
The man rises and bows, skillfully exchanging the pleasantries. Eleanor nods respectfully to her aunt, briefly bids farewell to the visitor, then leaves the reception room. Entering the hallway, she makes sure no one's around before taking out the pen. Gold frugally patterns converge on one end of the barrel, while a small diamond decoration emits an almost impenetrable green glow. Eleanor knows what exactly this is. She's more surprised that such primitive listening devices are still existing to this day and age. Why Trout would present such a welcome gift remains completely unknown, but she knows she must seize every opportunity. More information means the advantage of the first move. She unscrews the diamond and places it against her ear canal and gently pushes the pen clip. So we let her get close to Masono? Without the slightest interference, a clear female voice immediately responds. Based on the audio quality, Eleanor guesses the devices on the other end must be attached to the target's hand.
Since when did you think so implicitly?
We already read this part, we're just gonna keep it.
Imagine the scandal. A high society fatherless girl becoming an Achilles heel of the city's most powerful form magnate. With Masono backed into a corner, the girl finds her golden opportunity.
The raspy male voice drips with smugness. Killing two birds with one stone.
Paula was the magnum opus of the embroidery scissors, and you were his former apprentice. And now you're using the others to eliminate your own master. I suppose that's the coming of age ritual in your line of work.
Eleanor hears the woman's slight intake of breath. She seems to be brewing something inside, but after a moment she still responds with the same cold voice. I will ensure your instructions are properly conveyed. The conversation comes to an abrupt end. Christmas season has arrived again, but Eleanor knows her aunt is in no mood to celebrate. As she approaches the sweet doorway, she hears rather agitated argument. Lately, these haywire moments during calls with Capard have become increasingly frequent. Eleanor lingers at the door, wisely not knocking. She knows her aunt doesn't mind the eavesdropping. Masono always enjoyed being underestimated. The Polar spies have been crawling through our streets every other day. You can't seriously expect to believe that they're just gonna hire you helping checking up on things. I know the old man wasn't interested in from the very beginning. This so-called project restart was entirely your personal initiative. However, as long as the money keeps flowing, I won't interfere with your tedious internal disputes. I must warn you though, no one causes trouble from my territory and gets away with it. She hangs up the phone decisively, seemingly have made her decision. Eleanor sadly counts to 10, then gently pushes the door handle. Come in. Eleanor takes a step forward, positioning herself near the doorway. She knows Madame Mazzone won't have much to say. Did you need something from me, ma'am? Christmas is coming up. Time to take care of the usual shopping. Here's the list. Don't mess up. Fucking hit list? Damn! As she speaks, she paces forward and hands the girl a roll of distinctively classical parchment paper. Eleanor scans the contents and notices the term she hasn't seen in a long time, but she isn't surprised. Feather accessories. All clothing gifts, I see. Which artillery has caught your fancy this season? The Rosewater Tailor Shop. She casually drops the name with an air of nonchalance. This is exactly what Eleanor had anticipated. She had even prepared for the necessary items in advance, an elegant leather document case. A necessary misdirection enough to wash her hands clean of any responsibility. Rosewater LT S31232, the eye-catching gold and brooch lettering centered prominently on the case. Be it knight or pawn, each has its place in the intricate design of a chessboard. Even chess pieces haven't awakened with consciousness and still should move according to the player's strategy. Each move is like an unwinding silk of a cocoon, until the king unwittingly exposes his position. She has a mission that she must complete. The gentle slopes are blanketed in velvet green. Closely arranged headstones form a wall of ashen white. People in black attire stand solemnly around two coffins placed side by side. After the band finishes, he clears his throat and begins reciting based on his prepared scripture. The mournful wail of Scottish bagpipes is the only sound for miles around. The man at the temporary podium wears an unstingless cross necklace. After the band pauses, he clears his throat and begins reciting mechanically from his script. For the faithful God has prepared wonders no eyes has witnessed, no ears has perceived, and no mind has grasped. Fred Sinclair and Phileas Sinclair now live in the glory of God. Today we lay rest only to the physical forms of our loved ones. Their spirits and souls, their remarkable dedication to the city, remain with us still. In the love of friends and family and the hope of their children, the Sinclair couple lives on eternally. The priest gently closes the intake book before him as the flute music resumes. Beginning from his left side, the funeral attendants approach one by one, placing their hands upon the reddish-brown coffin to bid farewell to the departed soul.
arms dealer from the Copperfield Tourism, chairpersons of the World Government Parliament Budget Committee, heirs to the academic energy empire, and these are faces that appear so frequently in the news that even children will recognize them. More indistinct figures blend into the queer, a queue, unremarkable background players united by their current or preferred affiliation, and the author hidden among them, whose family never appears on book, jackets, or interviews, remains perfectly anomalous. The girl stands out as utterly out of place in this adult world. Oi, it's your turn! The deep yet crude prompting yanks her thoughts back to reality.
Alright.
That's her when she's older. She steps forward, her gaze firmly locked on the grass beneath her feet. Unlike those two before who had hastily placed their hands on the palm of the coffin just to get it over with, she hesitates for a long while before finally extending the index finger. Her nails, sharp as blades, stand in jarring contrast to the girl's delicate frame. She gently traces a crescent moon on the soothed, double-arched surface, then quickly adds a small cross beneath it. The robed host on the podium witnesses everything clearly, slightly furrowing his brow in confusion. Yet the man reminding the girl's tears through the solemnity with an extreme savage roar. Old friends should never have raised a viper like you! He told me so himself before he Oh, God, forgive me, I mean before he passed away! You murderous scum! Burn in hell! And to think you named your sole beneficiary of his will! That's just like himself hearted to his dying breath! The dignitaries have finished paying their respects and gradually returning to their temporary seats, instantly have their attention captured by the sudden incident.
Sir, I don't understand what you mean. Are you saying that you were close friends with my parents when they were still alive?
She feigns shock but doesn't seem to retaliate. Her polite detachment turns his rage into sand against stone. The man's face twitches. She knows that look: shock, disgust, and a jumble of fear.
We all know family ties run deep, but you, my parents' friends, shared decades with them. I've only had years. This gentleman is probably overcome with grief.
Her surprise melts into a smile. She's steering the conversation now. The onlookers finally decide to intervene, hands clamping the man's shoulders. People comfort him, interpreting his unrelenting anger to indissoluble grief.
I shall leave you all with some space for quiet reflection.
With an unappellate gift for her early departure and a reserved smile still in place, she leaves behind the impression of an impeccably well-bred young lady, truly admirable. Eleanor walks toward the limo that is parked at the cemetery entrance, where a tall, imposable figure already stands waiting.
Well then, I am your legal guardian starting today. Hello, Aunt.
Her posture is as lowly as the stone monument based spirit and soul. From this moment on, she deliberately crafts the illusion of hierarchy between them. But why not? A clean slate has its advantages. Massive accounts, nuclear-proof vaults, discreet indemnitaries, and know how to deal with the adult matters. The girl imagines countless tomorrows where she'll carve her crescents and crosses over and over. The cloying sweetness of eggnog clashes with the greasy turkey remnants, turning what should be an elegant affair into something decidedly less so. The girl clears the aftermath of the drinking game, restoring the parlor to its pristine state. Rossano, who normally delights in personally hosting private Christmas parties, was completely absent for tonight's social gathering. As the clock hands strike midnight vertically, the door knock arrives in perfect synchrony.
I'm coming.
She pulls open the wide wooden door, welcoming the woman inside. Just as Eleanor had anticipated, her aunt didn't return alone. Behind Mazzano stands a slender figure.
There's been a fire at Rosewater Tailor Shop. The situation isn't good. This is the shop owner's adopted daughter. Maid, sister, call her what you wish. She'll be living with us now.
After this curt explanation to Eleanor, her gaze shifts to the newcomer, delivering a cold command.
Introduce yourselves.
What? Many years later, under the crimson glow of emergency lights, Eleanor would still recall that mechanical, lifeless voice, like a battery-powered doll, like code that could never be written at will, like a precise mechanical clock perpetually following its program instructions, a perfect birthday gift. Huh? Reunion. Do we get to see the person? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Discord!
What? Oh, whoa. Okay, that's whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, now this makes sense. If this kind of makes sense why she dressed like what she does, if that's the case. That's fucking insane. Okay. Wow, okay. Okay.
Discord. My name is Discord.
Wow. Okay, episode 5, Carbon Change. Let's go. Days like these aren't too bad for her. Soft beds, refined food, and even doing needlework as usual was Mademoiselle's behest. But the only flaw is, this isn't much different from life inside Rosewater's shop. She constantly disguises herself as a servant, disguises herself as a tailor. In front of the madam and the girl, she pretends to be a decorative dog shorter than the bar counter, threatening no one. Oh! So is this Discord's view?
Good morning, Eleanor.
She walks into Eleanor's bedroom and with practiced ease spreads her snow-white napkin onto the table before neatly arranging the utensils. Every motion executed with her free left hand, precise and economical, like a master tailor shears through silk.
Oh, aren't you eating?
Eleanor nods her chin toward the cutlery set for one.
This is not what This was not within Mademoiselle's instructions.
She sets down the tray in her right hand, where honey pancakes, scrambled eggs, and crispy bacon rest quietly in the center in a perfectly brown gold-rimmed plate. Well, that sounds pretty fucking good.
As per your preference, I haven't prepared any coffee.
Only someone who has lived with her would recognize such habits for what they truly are.
What if I ordered you to eat it?
She stands by the coffee table, nervously running her tongue over the fine hairs on her upper lip, but ultimately doesn't answer.
I understand now. It seems not only me, but you must too obediently follow Auntie's orders.
The maid freezes, as if the thorny comment had pinned her against the wall. The spacious room leaves no room for evasion.
Lady Eleanor is... It's not like that.
Lady?
How would you like to be addressed?
Well, first, let's get rid of that disgusting apron. The cruel questionnaire deflects an irrelevant answer, while the subordinate reflexes carries out the command like a trans response. As the disguise comes off, a figure clad in the fitted tactical uniform stands in front of Eleanor. Wait, what? Wow, she looks completely different. Holy shit. I was not expecting that. I thought she would have like I thought it was gonna be more like mechanical in a sense. But I think the art's also throwing me off, because this art to this art, two completely different things. So it's very interesting.
Would you like the young miss to dine now? Oh, so now I'm your mission target? What comes next? Serving me poison pine?
Eleanor, you know I had no choice. After a moment of silence, she raises her head to respond.
My mission from Colonel was supposed to be monitoring Mademoiselle's movements, but that's meaningless now. If she is an exile of Colonel, then her situation and mine aren't really that different.
Oh, so you're gonna jam in on her for a revenge mission? The girl poses a question with a carefree smile, as if she were merely listening to a story.
I have no grudge against Colonel. Oh, is that so? You expect me to believe that the owner of the shop, known throughout the city, died on a hearth fire during Christmas?
She precisely targets the vulnerable spots of the person before her.
This life is good. It really is good. If I tell the truth, Eleanor gets dragged into this mess.
Catching her misstep, she hastily tacks an apology.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. About your parents, please accept my condolences.
The girl erupts into laughter completely at odds with her elegant appearance, causing the maid's tense demeanor to relax slightly.
Oh, what is there to apologize for? Fill an empty wine glass and you'll keep the car players hooked? A simple trick can make them willingly empty their pockets. As long as I desire it, there is no magic I can't perform. Do you think I'd rather be a wind-up doll than enjoy such pleasures?
The laugh comes from her core, unveiling her true self without any pretense.
Eleanor's happiness is my happiness.
She seems to hope that flattery will dissolve the resistance of the person before her.
Oh, changing the subject, Colonel taught you well to hide things. Yet getting you to learn even one more word from me is like pulling teeth.
The light surrounding Eleanor extinguishes. I do want to ask for Eleanor's hope for something. The maid's expression remains unchanged, but her tone has softened slightly. She wants to hear Eleanor share a little more moments from these years to build through words the world Eleanor has lived in. She doesn't want to let this rekindled flame go out. She still cherishes their friendship. That afternoon, I received an urgent package. Inside was a letter. She takes a gentle deep breath as if about to make a difficult decision. Then she pulls out a piece of printed paper from her bag, folded 4 times.
Oh, further instructions following the confirmation on the mission abortion and significant situational changes will be issued via physical means. Dead drops will be disguised to match the recipient circumstances for security measures. Destroying after reading is a must.
Eleanor suddenly recites the exact text to some regulation, insinuating each word deliberately.
You shouldn't remember those things. That's not your life anymore.
Discord freezes mid-motion while unfolding the printed paper, casting a startled glance at Eleanor.
Oh, how could I possibly forget after everything I've been through?
The two exchange a wordless gaze. The maid breaks the silence first, her question far from over.
Seeing the gold-stamped tailor mark shop on the document case and the organizational labels on the letterhead, I understood most of what was happening. After entering the shop, I didn't even bother looking for him. I just tore down the curtains and threw him into the fireplace.
The listening girl lets out a satisfied chuckle in her heart.
Colonel always despised me, didn't they? They knew I was the only recipient left, yet they still chose to communicate through text.
After all, in the institution where children were taught nothing beyond obedience, she never had the opportunity to acquire knowledge. Her tone remained calm as always, but the light in her eyes dimmed a detail the girl captured with keen awareness.
Oh, come on now, don't be so discouraged. That was just standard procedure when the organization abandoned the intelligence situation. Not your fault.
Eleanor, encouraging, nods slightly ordered to continue.
I understand that Madame Mazona's project has been long defunct, but the intelligence situation is nothing less than a burden. Taking care of the aftermath was the final mission I completed according to the instructions. But do they really need to go this far? If possible, I'd like to know exactly what's written on this. I can't lose composure in front of Eleanor. How unsightly would that be? She's no longer that little shadow following me everywhere.
She unfolds the paper and hands it to Eleanor. The girl scans it briefly, then begins reading it aloud like she pronouncing a judgment.
Cold curtains inbound, target sterilized, embroidery scissors disposable, send cleanup, handle attachments separately.
Oh, embroidery scissors. Oh, okay. The voice the maid once relied on most now pierces through the soul with every word.
Could you explain the code to me?
Though she knows the truth all too well, she still speaks to maintain her flawless image. Cold current, Project Winter. Embroidery scissory, rose water. Attachment. Oh fuck! Attachment Discord.
Colonel has decided to pour resources into Madame Mazona's opponent. Las Prados, the intelligence station, and me are disposable now.
The words halt with an unnatural swallowing of a sound.
If that's the case, what's the point of tracking Mazona's moves? I don't understand. Discord. Care to explain?
All former arrogance shed, she closes the distance with calculated placation.
Mazona was right. I should return to Colonel. I need answers.
The pancakes on the plate are thoroughly soaked in syrup, with brown yellow liquid honey flowing to the edges toward the smoked meat, merging with the semi-solidified butter. For the first time, the maid doesn't answer Eleanor's question. A wave of nausea washes over her. The maid flees to the door. Zero Point Cowboy Casino today. Yes, aunt. Eleanor, go to Spaceport to receive the royal government delegation. Yes, aunt. Eleanor, accounting. Yes, aunt. Eleanor, take care of the publicity matters. Yes, aunt. Eleanor. Yes. Auntie. Interesting.
Why does this heiress to $100 billion fortune live a life that looks no different from yours?
There was a time when Eleanor's joy was hers, but had Eleanor ever known what joy is? When did things start to become like this? Time loses meaning, she moves through the motions, serving the servant of her aunt, heeding the one who schooled her in cradle songs played with binding toys.
A city of arts and technology. Nothing but a respectable facade.
The woman scrolls through her recent reports on her terminal, her lips curling with content as she speaks. The attached image of the intelligence report shows a city gleaming with silver light, elegant in simplicity, starkly different from the organizations of somewhat tacky entertainment metropolis. But the accompanying text tears away this beautiful facade. Concelia City Foundation ceremony opens 4 major economies advancement to secretly diverted by Corona Noise Agent Experimental Facility. Just as the intelligence that I gathered from my contact without Trout indicated. Capart's operations completely independent. Corona has already diverted all resources to follow a project on death row and means experimentation. Holy shit, that's Eleanor? Holy shit, she grew up. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do her voice. I still like the voice she has now, but I mean, this was gonna be hers. Like,
Yes, this gorgeous follows the content of the letters quite some time ago.
that was gonna be hers, but I guess I'll stick with the country accent. I mean, fuck it, might as well. The figure standing respectively to one side offers her information with a differential tone.
Which means, by eliminating Rosewater, we've actually done Corinne a favor by cleaning up the loose ends. In that case, this code should be useful to us as well. Turning her to our side won't be difficult.
The woman smirks coldly, relishing her firm grip on the current situation. She feels the razor-sharp instinct never left her, whether examining lab results or social chessboards. Her project concerns the future of humanity, and the enemies of that future must be completely eradicated.
Oh, the white kid visitors and motives be providing us for the funding through Capart.
The girl's probing question hides behind naivety.
Do I need to remind you again? As long as the clients are still paying, keep your mouth shut and do not ruin things.
Prying too deeply is quite a bad habit at the gaming tables. The woman remarks, brushing out the subject with casual indifference.
You know our next target quite well, the North Asian Research Institute of Life Science and Evolution. Remember the packs of warm coats? I wouldn't want my dear niece catching frostbite. Oh, as you wish, madam.
The graceful young woman courteous as she speaks. Hell yeah, we get to finally fight!
Approaching the airspace of the Research Institute. Altitude 30,000 feet. Visibility is good. Initiating cabin depressurization. Eleanor, confirm target objectives.
I've never heard of her.
Assassinate Godwin and gather as much intel as possible on Project Winter.
Bro, she sounds good. Hold up. There we go. What the? Oh, we're sneaky.
We are sneaky like.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful people. How are you doing today? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a good one so far. Dragon Destroyer. Just in time, we're finally getting to have some action with Lilith. And I've never played it before, so this is going to be very interesting. I like the backstory so far. It's very, very good. Okay, which to play in here? Go. Okay. Yes. Hell yeah. No one saw a thing.
Outer perimeter patrols neutralized.
That's
Resistance
out.
encountered as anticipated.
Good, your training paid off. Godwin should be deep within the facility. Stay sharp.
I feel like I've heard of her. I heard her before. If I am not mistaken, I do believe Madame Ozono is from the current anime that you are talking about, Dragon Destroyer. I believe that's the mom. This is awesome to hear. Good to hear from you, FYI. My apologies if I don't speak much. I have you in the background while I'm doing office work at the moment. You're all good. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Oh, fuck. We might have to fight here. Come on. Move up. Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't see us. Alright, here we go. Move, move, move. Move, move, move. Oh, wait. What was that? Control Q. Oh, what? That was it? Oh, move! Here we go. Sneaky beaky like. Bop. Get out of here. Like a ninja? Oh, yeah. Oh, I had to eat light tonight. My mom made homemade spaghetti and meatballs, but that is very carb heavy. And I knew that if I was gonna eat that, if I ate too much, my ass would be passing out. So I only had to eat one bowl. So after stream, my ass is munching on homemade spaghetti and meatballs. And she's also making cookies. And so I get to have some cookie dough. And I'm gonna be feasting. I'm gonna be feasting. Okay, here we go. Continue to move on. Sneaky peeky like. Alright, there's that. We made that. Oh, we gotta keep moving. There we go. Damn, she moving them hips. Okay, moving up again. I don't know. Oh, I gotta get that way. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We're floating. Are we floating? Yeah, we're floating. Yeah, we're floating. That's alright. Now we're not floating anymore. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh. Okay. I need you to turn around. Thank you. Alright, that one's taken care of. Checkpoint 3 made. On to the next. That's good to hear. Yeah, no. Good thing you didn't feel like like a king, cause you'd be sleeping on stream like a bear. After having it after having it sunny, yeah, I would be out cold. I'm gonna be out cold when I'm done eating though. I tell you what, I'm about to be passed the fuck out once I'm done eating the spaghetti. Alright, which way are you turning? Depends on which way you're turning. I might be able to avoid you. Ooh, I don't know how we didn't get caught. We take it though. We take them dubs. We take them dubs. We might have to fight you though. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight you. Actually, well, you gotta turn. You gotta turn. Ah, you. Thank you. Holy shit! I don't know how we didn't fucking do that. I don't know how we didn't get caught, but I'll take it. We gotta get you out of here. Be gone! Bah. Kill 5 guards. Oh, cool. Although yesterday the newest 2.7 update for Wuhua just dropped and I was able to get my hands on the newest 5-star character, Goblin and Bro, I must say that she has officially become my favorite. So I've been playing her for the past day and a half and she's crazy. Both clutched and he never did. Whoa, wait. Bro clutched his ass like he never did before. And yeah, I had a fucking hope that those two would not meet in the middle. What's going on here? Is she cool? Is Jabana cool? I saw on your post.
Thinking organs? A physiological consciousness transfer. That's the pipe dream of a senile old fool.
I really like her voice actress. Yeah, I saw the what the fuck is it called? The screenshot. I saw the screenshot. She looks good. She looks dope.
This must be the legendary Project Winter.
Under the public pressure,
How
more
intriguing.
government is ethics and government drafted. Okay. Project Winter stated that the termination of body human body, the death row improvement is aim to ensure the human body can stand long space-time travel in various environments and planets. Okay. The result of early analysis showed that the subject may have more adaptable DNA structures and repair in lines due to severe damage brain transmission cause. Test subject must pass strict screening in physical and mentality intensity. Documents related to my project have been classified for documents by human. Okay, we determine Project Cynthia. The initial criteria is based on gene markers as laid health indicates around 40 billion records required to constantly fill out genes made criteria. Okay, North Asia Research Institute Evolution Research chemicals and limb implants that enhance the test subjects' endurances that greatly push the success rate of the brain transplantation experiments. Currently, based models of Gen 4 with greatly enhanced reaction time. This brain is still a human organ. A machine controlled by a damn piece of meat is just like a drone driven by a human being. The consciousness transfer is the only solution. Damn.
Too bad. Today's not your day to meet your maker. After all, that gentleman has high hopes for you.
Oh yeah, she's definitely awesome. If Banyata and Dante had a kid, her playstyle is freaking crazy. But never had more fun with their character than her. LOL. Also, her accent is hot. It's also another massive W. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to log into the game and check it out. And see what's all about. I'll have to log into the game for sure and check it out. All right, here we go. An ominous alarm pulses rhythmically in the only logical elements in this chaos. Blood stains, glass shards, and metal fragments scream of shattered order.
Put down your weapon.
The blade-sharp umbrella tip pierces the chest before the wounds further leave her mouth.
This is impossible. Oh, like a man that's trying to stop a chariot. Did you really think replacing your body with metal would let you live a little longer?
Vital fluid splashes across the ground, electrical arcs and sparks leap across the liquid surface, while the pierced frame lies completely silent.
A word of advice for your boss. Next time you upgrade, don't forget to add more protection.
The girl looks up the camera mounted above the sliding door and offers a faint smile. The man on the other end of the monitor takes in everything he sees. He knows he has exhausted all of his chips in the confrontation. But he has enough confidence in Vertadius, so he firmly presses the access button on the control panel. The final barrier between assassin and target vanishes.
Oh, the head of Project Winter. Mr. Godwin, good day to you. Eleanor Mazzano sends her regards.
With perfect poise, the girl dips into courtesy, her umbrella handle serving as an elegant trope. Such elegant packaging for lethal intent.
Guests are always welcome, but bypassing the quarantine procedure is unacceptable. Everyone must undergo a decontamination shower and scan before entering my office. That is the most basic protocol.
Before them stands an elderly man with a gaunt face, his deep-set green eyes radiating both intensely and madness, a stark contrast in the image of the contemplative researcher they had earlier seen in the mission briefing. I think you'll like her if you enjoy moving everywhere and having fun gun gameplay. Fun gun gameplay is always very nice. It's always very nice. When Carlotta came out, I've seen her. She looked really fun to play too. Years of isolation and obsession have etched irreversible marks upon his features.
Normally, I value rules above all else, but your current situation makes such decisions rather impractical.
My situation? What situation? The situation of a morbid man? I've been isolated beneath this mountain rock for over a decade, without seeing natural light, but I haven't regretted it a single day. Paving a way for the new era is the highest honor for experimental subjects. I, myself, could be among them.
Oh, forgive my frankness, but what exactly have you achieved? Metal cannons that completely lack battle potential and can be easily killed by fully enhanced humans wielding moon umbrellas?
A fully human-enhanced human. So what is she, a construct now? Like a matador in the final stage of Spectacle, she was in no hurry to deliver the final blow to exhaust a target, instead savoring the thrill of toying with her prey's nerves.
Trial and error have always been the necessary path to progress, and I have plenty of time left. What remarkable achievement has Madame Mazzano accomplished now? Does her bank account gain rather than another zero every day or even every hour? You might as well believe I could create perfect construct by tomorrow rather than to trust her nonsense.
Oh, the dying speak only the truth. My aunt was, after all, the researcher who continued her project even after being expelled by Colonel. There's really no need for such vicious slander, is there?
Her project? What project? Recreating cycles of production, consumption, and decomposition over and over in some supervised test tube? And when it's successful, throw all of humanity aside?
The frayed white bangs tumble with each layered breath.
Oh, it's a flying vessel.
A what?
Thanks to the new investor, my aunt is building a colony ship that matches the scale of Eden 2.
Repeating the same mistakes.
The man's shock vanishes in an instant after his answer still aligns with his expectations.
Tossing self-contaminated ecosystem into space is no evolutionary leap. It's just recreating those early capsules of sustained WAN for hours before crashing back down. Merely reaching orbit isn't enough. When we cross that threshold, we must do as a fully activated human striding to the stellar expanse of our natural domain. Humanity has waited too long for this next chance of evolution. As long as our bodies still need to breathe, eat, and excrete, as long as our limbs cannot withstand the torment of vacuum, we will forever remain infants in the cradle.
Goodwin slams his right fist against the metal tablet, overexerting capabilities, turning his skin to a purplish red.
Mozano has poured so much of herself into the so-called starship ecology, just as she did when managing the City of Entertainment.
He takes a deep breath, fixing Illinois with an unwavering stare, then abruptly changes the subject.
People like her always seek balance through management, then enjoy the thrill of playing God. Whether managing parameters of artificial greenhouse or gas-awaiting slaughter in the entertainment venue, it makes no difference to her. I don't expect visionary understandings from all, but I offer a glimpse of the apocalypse. The choice has nothing to do with Mazzano. I just want to ask you, when that day comes when our home planet can no longer tolerate human species, would you also willingly remain a giant infant in the cradle abandoned by natural selection and drowning in your own excitement?
A harsh, synthetic voice blares into the terminal broadcast system, and Eleanor's smile grows more assured.
Oh, it seems new guests have arrived.
Godwin, however, displays a rather complicated expression, as if bewildering his fortress is about to fall under the reinforcing strikes.
Your people as well?
He sweeps back the straight hairs, tossing the assassin a disdainful look. The girl changes the subject noncommittally.
Do you still believe Project Winter is the next step in human evolution?
How many more times do I have to say it? I believe in the fact without a shadow of a doubt.
Then for the sake of your devotion, I can give you a temporary chance. Besides, your usefulness hasn't been fully realized yet.
Light, airy applause echoes from the corridor outside the room.
You're right.
With unhurried, measured steps, a dark figure joins the standoff. Ah, shit.
We meet again, Eleanor. Your abilities and vision have certainly improved a lot compared to before.
The assassin didn't seem the least bit surprised by this variable, instead responding gracefully to the praise.
Oh, you flatter me, sir, but our business remains unfinished.
It's alright. You've proven your capability.
Following the thread of her words, he turns his gaze towards the man standing nearby.
Evolution is not a word to be thrown around lightly. I expect those who stand to benefit from it to be fully prepared for what it entails. You're the person who provided the initial funding for Project Winter. When the investor shows up in person, it's naturally because they have an urgent matter to discuss. However, it seems I've forgotten that Eleanor still has a mission to attend to. Would you please?
Trout sweeps his right arm in a gesture of invitation toward Eleanor.
Oh, my auntie's orders are one thing, but the gaming tables always favor the highest bidder. Having supported Badger Bubblecombe for so generously, you deserve precedence, sir.
Godwin's safety seems temporarily secured, though he remains baffled by the charade unfolding before him. The bastard, the nugget, my nugget are everywhere. Is that? Okay, I thought that was him. I thought that was Vonnegut. I'm like, this has to be Vonnegut. Vonnegut say... Oh, Vonnegut. Godwin... Oh, we were there this part.
I can guarantee that the next iteration will enhance the frame's capabilities. True zero wetware this time. Without the support of these experimental resources back then, Prasser is simply impossible out of the stage. We need to start somewhere. Achieving our expected goals of thin air is impossible.
Godwin seems to be trying to regain his footing, beginning to defend his achievements.
She has lost her way to the obsession by perfecting the colony ship ecosystem. You don't want to fall down another rabbit hole. You can't climb out of, do you?
Mr. Nugget just can't get enough of dropping his nuggets all over the place, can he? What?
Our ancestors left their caves protected by animal hides, only to realize the vicious predators pose a greater threat than the climate. Natural selection has never been one-dimensional. You mean militarization?
His voice deepens as the anger in his green eyes transforms into something even more twisted.
What I mean is to be better prepared. Let's consider this a scenario. What if Fort Winter traces not just an infiltration assassination, but a large-scale armed conflict? Even if your product-like construct achieves immortality, how well would it respond without sufficient combat capabilities? No researcher wants to become Archimedes beneath the spear point. I assume you feel the same. What? But that's impossible! Most of the old armies have already disbanded, and the world government is considering transfishing into a mercenary force. War? War with who? Astarians?
The man still refuses to step out of his ivory tower with thought, unwittingly revealing a dry scholar humor.
Military organizations may change their form, but threats come in more than one face.
Sparks of malfunctioning equipment become the only sound of the waited long silence.
Oh, now, no need for the gloom. The gentleman said your experiments won't end here. Pity I can't let you martyr yourself for science. Plus, I still need to report back to my aunt, which is such a headache. Hiding someone who's faked their death in a fortress like this shouldn't be too difficult, right?
Run whatever schemes you like. Just keep them clear from my lab. I'll arrange the experiment accident report, then activate the top secret bunker facility directly beneath the mountain to continue advancing the plan. Since you still believe in Project Winter, let me offer some advice. Abandon that mad woman Mozona while you still can.
He resigns himself to his arranged fate, yet he still feels reluctant about it.
Just a control experiment. Nothing more.
After speaking, he lightly brushes the metal fragments from his cape, then turns around.
Oh, one moment.
The girl extends her sharp fingertip, tracing an arc across Godwin's forehead. Before the green eyes could even register the movement, Eleanor had already obtained what she needed.
Oh, you!
Oh, how could I consider my mission complete if I return empty-handed? I should at least be giving my aunt something to show.
She boastfully pinches the thin strand of human hair between the fingertips, displaying it like a trophy.
So, I've also been making untraceable copies of your database contents from the terminals along my way. Sharing scientific achievements contributes as progress, you described, doesn't it? I need to catch my flight back to Las Pradas, so I have to trouble you to clean up here, Mr. Godwin.
Trout stands at the edge of the landing pad, the wind and snow blurring his silhouette, nearly blending them into the white expanse behind. Eleanor climbs the final step, ascending the same platform.
Oh, thank you, mister, for your valuable assistance over the past few years. Information truly is the best token of acquiring power.
Her practiced humility surfaces as she accepts his victory.
Just a few small gifts, the most basic courtesy. Those with sufficient natural talent can sniff out the correct direction without guidance. I saw this in you very early on. In fact, I should thank you for the valuable inspiration you provided.
He cast a meaningful glance her way.
Oh, so Project Bokonon and Project Winter, they weren't actually controlled experiments?
Of course not. They were merely 2 steps on the stairway to evolution. For a human, you've done fairly well. The road ahead remains long, and the civilization naturally has many consequences for conquest of desire. For instance, the ignition experiment at Zero Point Energy has already been scheduled.
Trout suddenly turns his gaze back toward the mountain, sharing a piece of fresh news for the contemplative air.
Identifying the strong is your talent, and you have the resolve to match it. However, you don't have much time left to choose your chips.
Ozono is the provider of the prerequisites, and she is the very first rule you need to exploit. Only outsiders who don't belong to the card game can truly become variables. Don't make people get betting on you, Eleanor. Have fun at your playground. See you next time.
Mr. Trout.
She calls out to Trout as he prepares to enter the rear cabin door. Overwhelming prosperity illuminates every corner beyond the snowy mountain, as humanity in the Golden Age seems poised to step into a brighter tomorrow within reach. She doesn't believe the nerve-ending numbing sweetness. She needs to smell danger. She yearns to place her well-being, even if her life, upon the scale of the game's judgment. In the bitter cold of the far north, her nerves tingle with an agitation she hasn't felt in ages. The exhilaration of entering the game.
I know you attended the funeral back then.
Continue speaking.
Azon Sterling, Paul Hardiman, Vonnegut, sir. These are the pen names you've all used in your works, like countless fragments of a broken mirror. People can only glimpse reflections of the psychiatrist, writer, and even serial killer, but they can never piece it together of true face.
Okay, Azon Sturkin, Paul Hardiman, Vonnegut.
Getting carried away doesn't seem like your style.
This man issues a warning without betraying any emotion in his voice.
What I mean is, our mind is kind of a disguise. You saw through mine the moment I drew that symbol. That being the case, complete honesty would certainly benefit our future cooperation. The incomplete circle and cross in astrology, they represent the apogee of the lunar orbit. The moon, as a satellite, only shows its dark side, yet the that moment, it can devour the sun, reducing it to a barely surviving crescent. Card players often prefer to choose a nickname for themselves, like a lucky charm when spoken by others. Naturally, I don't believe in something like luck, but one should still follow established customs. The Dark Moon, also known as Lilith. I like this name.
Let it be.
Huh. Crazy fucking lore. That's fucking interesting. Okay. Episode 6, we're going to use this episode, and then I'm going to go get a water. Marshmallow layer cake. Here we go. Polaroid AG Secret Agency base. Okay. After all the investigation, you still have no clue what Mizono really is up to? Once we get to the revived meeting, the old man won't cut you any slack. Anything else you want to bring up? She knits her brow, then tosses Los Prados mission briefing aside when she's done reading. Although Godward is not confined to the deeper sectors of Fort Winter, cutting off all external interference was precisely why he volunteered for this plan. Judging by the results, there is no setback on project progress. Regarding Los Prados, let the Mizono to help clear out the base station. Their surveillance continues without a hitch. Selwyn, sure, your summary is everything's fine. Are you filing a report or spinning a story here? And where's the results I asked for? That writer, Trout, pulled in the seed money for Project Winter. The moment Godwin got his hands on the funds, he dusted all of our blueprints and used it to create those welfare constructs. Colonel is more than happy to team up with anyone who shares the vision, but make no mistake, we won't stand for any mischief on our watch. The agency has long suspected that Mizono's funding from Carpart was also originated from Trout, but he's already been in prison for allegedly inciting suicide. Background checks to the operation teams have confirmed Kurt's whereabouts. If that's the case, what exactly are Carpart and Mizono doing in Los Prados? We've had an agent uncovered within Mizono 24/7, yet you repeatedly delayed. Report only mentioned surveilling processing smoothly. A lightless chamber stands silent, charged with the crackling force of a woman's rage. As per Chris Corridor's instructions, placing the girl undercover was meant to be a long game to catch bigger fish. Expecting immediate results isn't realistic. The nameless intelligence officer mechanically delivers his bold rebuttal with bureaucratic detachment. What exactly are you trying to prove? You claim you followed the boss's orders, so why can't you figure out whether Capart's turned traitor? I apologize, we've thoroughly investigated this activity records, but there's nothing suspicious to be found. Plangotsky skims through the briefing, then zeroes in on the final page. Atlantic flight, hydraulic plane case, 70 hours of rest hotel, Commonwealth. Surveillance confirms the individual remains in their private residence. One entry after another in the travel log, sketches out by Capart's Devil May Care persona. What? Spin-off of Devil May Cry? It also proves that any surveillance is a lost cause. Whatever. As long as he manages to get re-elected in the district, Parliament can gain one more spineless lackey who will vote exactly how Colonel wants. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Just keep him under daily watch and make sure you slip past the World Government Security Intelligence Bureau's radar. Understood. Also, Los Prados is in better shape than we anticipated. Seeing his superior displeasure subside, he takes the opportunity to push his advantage. Previously, we detected extensively construction work at the New Nellis Air Force Base near Los Prados, leading us to believe Mizono was collaborating with the transatlantic military on a remnant initiative. The mercenary forces proposed recently resurfaced as a major debate in the World Government Parliament, which drives our earlier assumptions. However, all current transport capacity reports at the satellite reconnaissance confirm that there is any suspicious operations in the city. That any suspicious operations in the city and at the airbase have effectively ended. Los Prados Spaceport has now returned to its standard civilization operation. We determined that Mizono doesn't pose a serious threat. Alright, that's enough. I get the gist of it. The woman runs her bow with her fingertips, weariness etched. Sounds good. Take a shower, pop open a cold beer, and make sure you spend some quality time with your family. They going done kill this man's family. Got it. So he cuts himself off just in time, suddenly aware he's in no position to make small talk. Polar Agency, ever vigilant. The agent snaps to attention with a brisk salute, reciting the organization's creed. Dismissed. After the subordinate departs, the interrogation room and prison revert to their usual state, so silent and dark that it feels even more oppressive than a tomb. Time and time again, the metal walls become coated in vomit and human blood, only to be blasted clean with high-pressure hoses, erasing every trace of sin. But this breakneck surge of progress never pauses for silent tragedies lurking in the shadows of our civilization. Golden Age, huh?
Her mind pierces the thick layers of reinforced plating overhead, hundreds of meters deep, then drifts over the spiraling red rock peaks capped with snow. It soars beyond the 10,000 kilometer orbital threshold, dawn toward the massive vessel newly stationed at the orbital port after it's transferred from the moon. After tonight, Eden 2 becomes the bearer of all humanity's hope, forging a path to the uncharted territories. It embarks on a bold new beginning, leaving behind every conflict that was held humanity back until now.
But it has nothing to do with us, does it? She scoffs at herself, and yet even in solitude, her expression stays cold as stone.
In the dark, she pulls out a metal flask and downs the final fiery drop.
Here's to the old world.
Guided by the control tower, the last heavy military aerospace transport of the day touches down firmly on the runway. A dark-skinned woman stands atop of the watchtower, surveying the cargo loaders as they haul supplies from the colossal hull, charred by deep brown by the intense heat of low orbit.
I've got the grade ETA radiation coating and synthetic paint for the marking the ship's name. The shipment wraps up Project's last batch of construction materials.
The ground crews reference the data part checklist, offering a concise logistics update.
Very well, go assist with the material transfer.
God, bro, she looks so fine.
Let's finish work early today. I know everyone wants to witness the historic ceremony.
She calmly gazes beyond the runway toward the vast sea of sand, where twilight bathes the wasteland surrounding the city in magnificent golden hues.
If the launch goes smoothly, I suppose Project Eden would be a complete success. So are we really going to set sail again?
For those participating in the project, the details of Project Okolon have been an open secret for quite some time.
Certainly. It's an appointed day, so there is a spot reserved for you on the ship. You, the engineers, the citizens, every single guest in the city, none of you will be left behind.
The sun is on the verge of dipping behind the distant mountains when Mizona voices her unshakable vow. Like Noah, who has witnessed the apocalypse in his dream, she now seems possessed by a prophet's vision. She cannot betray any hesitation.
You should get some rest soon too, ma'am. He gives the lady an edge of the observation deck a complicated look, then turns and walks toward the elevator entrance. How can I possibly rest? The guests at the casino are still waiting for me.
In the last traces of twilight, the lady murmurs to herself. No matter how much she despises these do-nothing Galeeds who occupy positions they don't deserve, securing their loyalty is a necessary step in laying the foundation for the new world. The hall bustles with excited chatter and the clinking of glass amidst soft music and dancing lends to a perfect dash of delight in this grand affair. On a towering display, the live feed from 0 Point Reactor 1 seizes everyone's attention right now. As soon as Mizona walks in, the crowd bursts into cheers.
I'd like to propose a toast to Madame Adriania Mazzano, the illustrious tycoon of Los Prados and a brilliant scientific mind.
An influential figure from the World Government Parliament strides forward, brimming with arrogance, and launches a new proposal making their authority unmistakably clear. The chaotic clinking of countless glass vessels, accompanied by cheers, reaches the Mazzono's ears.
Madame Mazzano! Madame Mazzano! Madame Mazzano! Now, the true stars of Lady Prados have always been you, I guess, from all corners of the world.
Empty platitudes are what she's best at.
Enjoy your night, my dear guest.
The hostess raises her hand, signaling for everyone to set down their glasses. Soon, she disappears into the depths of the crowd. Only the guests who happen to brush shoulders with her pause to offer eager greetings. The majority simply keep drowning themselves in liquor and small talk, letting the buzz dull their nerves as they wait for the final countdown to ignite. Of course, Mizono senses these genuine, deeply felt emotions as well.
Interesting interstellar immigrants, please. They're just some bottom feeders who want to trundle wagons out west, begging for crumbs. Right, down or talk of the new frontiers, and that's all it takes to trick those so-called scientific elites. Who knows how many years they'll drift before they finally reach the god for second place? What nonsense. I mean, does a place like that even have birds? Well, then again, who knows if they'll even make it out alive?
The two share a playful tease and then break into laughter at the exact moment.
Keep them coming. Cheers!
Cheers. To Earth and its dwindling resources, the champagne that flows endlessly like a sweet spring. To our unshakable seats in Parliament.
to every fool willing to abandon their comfortable lives in a colonial ship, to humanity free from suffering, to the Golden Age. Amazona offers a faint smile. It's alright, the ship's prepared for you and will ultimately sail toward another bottomless sea. With that thought, she steps into the elevator at the far edge of the hall. Oh shit! So this is before she got the shiesty on. Damn! She damn near fucking. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I still prefer her having the mask on because she rocks the shiesty better with that. For sure. What's happening? Hold on. There it is. What is that? Oh, it's just okay. My mission remains to investigate Madame Azona's project in Los Prados and report to Colonel in real time. Her mechanical voice remains unchanged, but she finally divulges more information. Oh, my aunt clearly expects great things from you. Why does she go to such lengths otherwise? Her eyes linger on the mechanical prosthetic of the person standing before her. Mazono's asking me to go back to Colonel and act as her undercover contact. She also says that those who work for her must possess combat abilities that match the intensity of their mission. Oh, what about this outfit? Did you choose it yourself? This is my way of constantly reminding myself who I am. Oh, wow. That's insane. Okay. Well, that's certainly one way to do it. I thought she was just doing it for I thought it was to help her. Not like that, but okay. Okay. Oh, doesn't it hurt? Do whatever she tells you to just to earn her trust. She made Eleanor undergo some cybernetic surgery too, didn't she? At least I can become stronger too. Even her facial muscles, long since adapted to Parliament stillness, cannot hide the sincerity in her words. Oh, so you understand that I always says one thing but does another. She's supposed to be severed ties with Colonel and the other humans' experiments, yet it gives her an advantage. She'll still use the very technology she publicly condemns. The pain of these surgeries is nothing compared to the fate we would have otherwise faced, isn't it? She reveals a scar that is long since healed. So what? No matter the outcome, we walk completely different paths. Those twisted freaks at the Parliament Embassy mold you into the motionless hound while I am locked away in this gilded prison, left to decay. Like a viper flicking its tongue, Lilith lowers her gaze as though she's admiring her impeccable manicured nails. You always say this life is ideal, but is it really? When everything gleams with gold, it's easy to lose sight of what's real. Only those few precious cubic centimeters of our skull remain free from gold, our private space that's always been ours. In the end, you turned into nothing more than a lapdog for your aunt's beck and call. She anchors her carefully crafted emotions into a mournful conclusion. I'm sorry, Eleanor. So, what I'm trying to say is, we can still walk together. It's not too late. The redness in Lilith's eyes gradually fades as she catches a curious glance. Oh, go where? You think you understand me again? My aunt is tyrannical every day. So should I abandon my playground? After submitting my investigation report, I'll be deployed to Eden 2 as part of Colonel's Intelligence Advance Team. After a moment's hesitation, she reveals a shocking truth. The ship's name is mentioned every time in every corner of Earth, yet few can describe such supreme honor as self-calmness becoming a passenger on humanity's first interstellar colony ship. Eleanor, come with me. You have no true loyalty to Mazzano, nor do you need to serve Colonel. Just pose it as a defector and I can secure you a ticket on the ship. Even while describing this near-insane plan, the maid maintains a voice without a trace of emotion fluctuation. Yet Lilith understood the plea hidden within those words. Plastic restraints, experimenters without anesthesia, killing people who they've known for 5 minutes in the quickest, most brutal ways. None of these things will happen on the ship. Colonel's true nature won't change just because they've relocated. You're being naive. Of course I understand that. She raises her voice. But there, we can start a new life. And we can see new stars. The stars we can never see from the ground. If you're willing, Eleanor, perhaps you could even teach me how to read and write. We could leave those memories behind on this planet, never looking back. Rosewater. I don't even care who you killed. I don't even care who killed him anymore. Let the past truly remain in the past. That final unexpected confession confirms that to Lilith the determination of the woman standing before her. How wretched, like a stray soaked to the bone of a raging storm, with nowhere at all to hide.
Oh, I'll consider it.
In that fleeting moment, she really did falter, casting aside to need any control, something walking away. The clock strikes 20, and the sound of the fireworks from the central district echoes through the window.
Ah, the ceremony's about to begin. Want to watch the stream? Only if the ignition succeeds for those things you promised. Even if you have a chance, even half the chance of coming true.
Discord offers a slight smile. She can't even recall the last time she's worn an expression like this.
Alright, I'll go get some snacks.
Oh. Meanwhile, Lilith taps the control to bring up the holographic display. What a marvelous day at the moment we embark on our journey! This stands as humanity's greatest milestone so far, heralding the dawn of a new era. Even if we don't officially change our calendar, future historians will do it for us. This moment marks humanity's transformation, our farewell to our adolescence, our coming-of-age ceremony, the sign that we cast off childish ways and stepped into maturity. Right now, people across all the globe are crowding around their screens, holograms, or public boards, eagerly awaiting this monumental ceremony in an event on par with Gassalt's very first launch. In half an hour, the 0-point reactor 1 behind us is set for the first ignition test. Should the results meet expectations, Eden 2 will be on track to install its 0-point engine by year's end. At the appointed hour, this crowning achievement of the Golden Age will embark on its journey toward humanity's new frontier. Lilith lowers her voice, letting one excited tone become a gentle accompanied by the exploding fireworks outside.
Humanity, rivaling gods. What an earth-shattering idea. From now on, there is no suffering, only conquest. Conquer the stars, conquer the cosmos, conquer every last inch of the void. I'm sorry, we're out of desserts. I quickly made some toasted marshmallow cookies instead. I hope you don't mind, Eleanor.
The maid returns to the living room carrying a plate of steaming cookies. Lilith stares intently at the holographic screen. Humanity, let's go gambling. Equinox, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. Welcome to the stream. Let's go gambling. Lilith is about to do some gambling, all right. She's about to take on the biggest gamble so far. But it's so fun and so interesting so far. I really like this chapter so far. And we're getting to see Discord and kind of her oranges a little bit. So that's fucking pretty cool. Not gonna lie. In 1.5 hours, Veronica will arrive. Oh shit, will she really? Damn. Well, I'm hoping I can get her before. I'm hoping to spook her. If I could spook her, that'll be nice. Alright, here we go. Of course, and she doesn't believe in such a thing as smooth sailing good fortune in this world. 10 seconds until ignition of 0-point reactor 1, ladies and gentlemen.
Would you like to try one, Eleanor?
Lilith doesn't respond. 5 seconds until ignition of 0-point reactor 1.
Eleanor?
Lilith doesn't respond. Discord interprets her focus as reverence, no longer disrupting the girl's spiritual pilgrimage. She quietly brings a cookie to her own lips instead. The caramelized sweetness of melting marshmallows mingles with the crunch of a whole wheat cookies as her whole teeth break to the surface.
So sweet.
0-point reactor 1 ignited. 0-point reactor 1 ignited. 0-point reactor 1 ignited. The broadcaster's face warps into an unsettling shape, distorted by the hologram's contour lines. Garbled voices and mechanical static fill the room. And then everything stops. The blue glow of the holographic screen vanishes in an instant. Outside the window, the celebratory music cuts off completely. In the living room, only in the moonlight, fluid as water remains, drowning the earlier warmth and suffocating hush.
Have we lost the signal?
This is the ultimate release reserved for one, once fated to pay the price of progress. The girl tilts her head back and unleashes a chilling, feral laugh that leaves Discord deeply unsettled. The crazed laughter drags out so long that it disrupts the still moonlight. Man, we get to, okay, so we get to see the background of all of this. So this is interesting. Okay, I gotta use the restroom, and then I'm gonna use the restroom, and then we're gonna finish off the stream with episode 7 because I have got to use the restroom. I'll be back. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Ugh. All right. Let us continue on with this chapter. All right, this would probably take us to the final end of the stream, but I think we're going to make some good progress either way. We'll be at 33% maybe, which is fine. So, all right, here we go. Episode 7, Apocalypse Day. History doesn't follow a neat spiraling climb. Its fragile continuity lies well beyond the grasp of an ordinary reason. The Golden Age glimmers like a dangerously addictive sedative, and in the narrow alleys of Los Prados, the dosage runs perilously high. Put simply, the people here live far too close to the sun, and far too distant from any hope of confession. Once that spiraling, skybound staircase is severed, those who rose without effort will tremble like Icarus beneath the blazing light. Once the accident is announced, the disheartened crowd disperses in no time. Everyone realizes the ignition tests have failed, but it doesn't alter Los Prados' carefully laid plans. In the few short years that follow, ill omens arrive in relentless succession. It all starts when the slot machines fuse out a flood of coins, spending the lucky winners scurrying away under the envious stares of everyone else. What follows is the mishap involving a service robot, eventually resolved when Madame Mizono's people step in with both medical aid and compensation. Chasing massive returns on a shoestring and a gamble of all its own, yet rumors do nothing yet to deter these would-be programs armed with credit chips and burning ambition from losing themselves in this gilded realm, tumbling headlong into a nightmare. Golden corridor handles, golden crystal chandeliers, the golden trim around the card table, even the servo arm gleams with the same burnished luster. By the time the sensor flares with that ominous red glow, it's already too late to turn back. The half-woven spare bamboo baskets tumbles to the ground. The masterminds of the Project Bokonon can do nothing but pin their hopes on the colony ship sailing through the scrutinous orbit, Madame Mizono's private car glides through the vacant streets where the citizens' abandoned belongings lie scattered. The storefront facade still stands tall, and yet the bustle of every day has vanished without a trace. While everyone else stranded rushes toward the aerospace port of the northern Los Prados, this bulletproof sedan takes a different route altogether. The car rounds a corner beside the non-scripted low-rise building, then slips out of sight through the entrance of an underground garage.
Compared to the last visit, it's like night and day. This place has done a complete 180.
The blonde man has clearly been waiting. The moment the lady elegantly posed foot emerges from the car, he delivers a biting, sarcastic quote. From the moment they pulled their fund in the business there, no longer answers to Colonel. Besides, Colonel's already feeling the heat, isn't it, Capart? There's no need to act so childish. She doesn't dial back the sharpness in her tone, not one bit.
No, there's no need to be so cutting, madam. I've come here today because in truth I need a favor from you.
Oh, so you want one final look at the spinning chamber. Very well, I'll make it quick.
She produces her snake pattern revolver and leisurely turns the gleaming gold cylinder between her fingers.
I assumed you'd be far more curious about what's been going on in the world ever since the outbreak.
If that useless intel is all you've got, then there's no point in dragging this out.
It's hardly intel. Society's already unraveling. Tragedies like these are right above our heads. But no one even stops to look up anymore. The military long these arcanal strikes goes off without a hitch and they never see it coming. To put it in virus, it's a catastrophe far beyond their control. The Consult Corps is compromised. The virus uses this chance to infiltrate and it sends a disaster to command through the Starship network. We're all meeting too, quality ship.
Tell me how this crisis was resolved.
She refuses to play along with anyone's needless theatrics.
I won't lie, the old man nearly had a heart attack. If our evacuation site really had gone up in flames, we would have been left with no other options.
He shoots a loaded glance at Madame Mizono.
You chose that path yourself. There's no going back now. Go on.
Naturally, we owe thanks to those Starship officers who did what had to be done. A self-destruct. Talk about a scene straight out of a hero flick.
So let me guess, your request is for me to evacuate everyone and pick up their bodies while I'm at it?
Show some respect for the fallen, will you? In any case, the great Arcadia transfer has suffered a crippling blow. The Parliament will be casting their votes on the mass evacuation bill any moment now. In our field, we always keep something up our sleeves. A sly rabbit keeps 3 dens. Isn't that what they say about politicians?
Madame Mizono answers only with a dismissive snort.
He's only a lonely counselor, sure, but he can sway a vote or two, but he won't make any real waves. The fighting has barely begun, but the military's on the verge of wrestling control for the world government. The old man couldn't be more displeased with our pace. If you want to place the old man's people on those key wartime posts, you'll have to resort to some shady tactics.
If you plan on making the evacuation fly, I suggest you cut to the chase.
She groans impatient. After all, he's strutting around her turf.
Tudor is running himself rugged evacuating VIPs and suppliers, but he even brags that he can still rescue as many people as he wants. Does he think the Moses Party was at sea or something? The Army's air fleet is basically gone. He's got almost no transfer planes left that can still fly. You might say he's done for, but that sure doesn't stop him from running his mouth. But someone who's on the verge of rotting will accept any deal if it means getting planks to stay afloat. And you're one handling turning that plank, Miss Odo. As the influential owner of that resort town and the former key figure in Project Bokonon, I suggest I doubt you're short on transport options, are you? 3/4 squadrons on transport planes, crewed and crewed. That's what I want. The old man will pull the remaining strings elsewhere. Meanwhile, we owe our thanks to the brave soldiers who laid down their lives. Because of them, those of us who never stepped onto the battlefield will have the most of our still have the most of our firepower. Besides, if I can pull off this job for the old man, it'll clear every doubt they've ever thrown my way. Alright, the demands. You know me, I've been around for a while, and I always pay up front. Countless times, Mazzono envisions driving a silver bullet into that forsaken den, and standing atop Colonel's rotting corpse to declare Project Bokonon's ultimate triumph. And now her foe willingly walks right into her crosshairs.
I could send out 4 squads. Doesn't matter anyway. These vacuums are nothing but a useless rebel, and their survival depends entirely on their own luck.
Oh, how generous. I'm guessing the fine print isn't so forgiving, isn't it?
That girl.
Why?
The girl goes, "She's one of yours, take her with you." Her voice is cold and measured, as though the city has never known betrayal or conspiracy.
Ha! Oh, that's easy enough.
Copart, you sure talk the most smack around the card table, but when your cards are flipped and the stakes are due, you're always the first to pay up. I've got to say I respect that. So let's call an end to Lost Prado's shining legacy right here. Ooh, excuse me, sorry about that. Ugh. I went to go breathe and sort of saliva went down the wrong tube. Ooh. Okay. Regarding Project Winter, I wish you the best of luck. If destiny wills it, we'll meet again in the new world. Mazzono swings open the door and slides into the roomy back seat. She practically spits out "new world," biting down on each syllable.
You didn't kill Rose, Walter, did you?
Though goodbyes have already been said, the visitor still breaks the moment with one last question. What are you trying to say? She lowers the window, her eyes glinting with cold malice.
Oh, it's nothing. Those who play with Vipers tend to amp up until they end up getting on the wrong side of their fangs, don't they?
He only responds in the screech of the tires as the sedan speeds off, vanishing at the top of the ramp. The blind man remains in the empty underground garbage. Exhalating smoke rings into the thick, stagnant air. Emergency lights cast an unsettling glow on the once opulent hall, twisting its proud sculptures into the ravenous roulette tables into ominous shades of brown. Yet 2 figures at the corner card table seem oblivious to the hall's imminent collapse around them. The clueless visitors, once oblivious to their own foolishness, howling and cheering at the top of their lungs, have all disappeared. And those mechanical dealers, with their syrup-sweet but soulless synthesized voices, they've gone silent. Even so, they savor this fragile sense of calm.
Mazzono's likely already dealt with the troublemakers, just as you wanted.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for your kindness. This is the last thing I ask of you.
Her slender fingertips slide across the dealer's spot, lifting a playing card with the effortless grace.
Stand.
Did you manage to collect all your points, sir?
The next card of the deck is a 10. I'm placing an insurance bet.
As you wish, sir.
She smoothly steps into the role of Game Master, sliding the cards toward the man across the table.
So, you've made your choice as well.
My aunt flings the city gates wide open. If I don't move forward now, doesn't all the work spent crafting these wooden horses go to waste? Speaking of the wooden horse, is the gentleman plans truly what it means, or seems?
Whether humanity makes it through this bitter winter is another crucial factor. As for me, I place my faith in probability rather than the plan itself. Lilith, I imagine you share that view. Colonel's project may be overambitious, but they're the first to dare break free from their restraints and explore. Those forbidden experiments have yet yielded a wealth of invaluable data to me.
Ooh, my cookie doug's in the fridge.
For winter.
Yes, but it doesn't end there. Naturally, Mazzono's initiative fell victim to Colonel's early forays. Still, it gave you the perfect ground for weeding out the Unifit, didn't it?
Oh, no need to talk about those failures. As for what comes next, rest easy, sir.
A barely perceptible flash of anger crosses the operator's eyes.
I trust your skill at the table, but you should know better than anyone. There are only 2 types of people in the card game. Those who control the flow, and those poor fish ripe for the taking. Easily replaced by even replaced once they're bled dry. Sending her away cuts off your past ties for good. After that, everything hinges on your own actions.
Oh, thank you for the warning, sir. I remember it well.
She finishes her sentence, keeping the tension at just the right pitch, then slowly flips her card to reveal its suit.
Blackjack. Looks like this hand belongs to me, Mr. Trout.
I'll honor the deal we made from the start. Go on. What do you want?
Oh, wouldn't a direct Trojan horse strike on the throne secure better odds? Or is it that, sir, you are quite as certain as me as I'd hope?
A faint hint of defiance flickers across the victor's bow, making it clear she's not after the obvious answer. Colonel dares to push past established limits. Yet for most situations, it still falls to the king to keep everything in balance. Remember, humans are pawns too. If we're orchestrating the non-zero sum game, all we need is the edge out a little more each time. And really, steering a plague straight into the throne just to pick out the lone survivor. Don't you think that's a twisted way to go out? The die is cast, and the plan's about to take off. Even though he's only a guest, he cuts off the questioning with words that practically show Lilith the door.
Oh, hedging your bet on both sides. Yes, that's very much like your style.
That's the trait I admire most in you. Don't disappoint me.
Oh, willing to take such risks, sir. You really are one exceptional gambler. If things weren't so dire, I'd love nothing more than to go another round with you.
Though she says otherwise, her hand drifts to the moon umbrella beside the table as if she's about to rise and take her leave. In the grave-like hush of the hall, a sudden noise shatters the stillness, something distinctively inhuman.
Oh, we're close for the night, can't you tell?
With a deft flick of her wrist, she plays her card, drawing the 10 of spades from the tabletop, her elegant fingers carving a poised arc through the air. A mango shard of metal crashes out of the marble floor, releasing a razor-sharp clang. As it rolls to a stop, the glowing red sensor of the tip finally dims.
Visual module compromised. Running diagnosis. Scanning.
A piercing synthetic voice arrives half to a beat late, reverting from the headless automatronic's chest for a brief moment before cutting out. Nice moves. Seated in his armchair, the man studies the scattered wreckage with keen fascination before offering a slow, deliberate sign of applause. The intruder is just the opening act. A shower of tiny debris rains down from the dome into the card table. In the dim light, the walls in the hall begin to quake as if they sense the impending chaos.
Oh, what a shame. This is the only casino on Central Avenue with a Burmanti-style vaulted ceiling. But disaster doesn't care about aesthetics, so it just wrecks everything beautiful. Oh, it doesn't matter though. There'll be recompense. Oh, I'm fucking up the wording. There'll be recompense waiting for me in Babylonia. Word has it the nobles are twisting themselves in knots trying to make room for the transport plane for their gold and silver hoards. My carry-on luggage is much more modest.
Lilith flourishes the moon umbrella like a conjure wand that dips into the courteous bow toward Trout.
Winter is coming. Please take care, sir. Until our next bar.
She strides into the shadows, vanishing at the far end of the corridor. Trout taps the tabletop, his velvet gloves making a soft, synthetic sound against the velvet surface. This gaming hall is far from ruined, and the match unfolding here won't be their last. In the corridor, the citizens have lost all semblance from their former dignity. It seems that they discard even the last of their belongings just to inch closer to the boarding line. Riot officers from the last Praetor's Guard struggle to maintain order, yet neither guns nor authority can quell the upper class inherent in arrogance.
Damn it! Mazzano promised me priority evacuation in person!
He forcefully shoves aside the panicked onlookers, flashing the brilliant diamond in his knuckle right under the guard's nose.
You uniformed thugs can only trust cold, hard cash, don't you? Yeah, I know, I get it. Damn you all!
He spits curses as he yanks open his suitcase, digging through the hidden compartment for whatever he needs. Meanwhile, a woman carrying the moon umbrella slips into the waiting hall. With poised, elegant steps, she catches the echo of the crude shouting and lets out a disdainful smirk curl out of her lips, as if mocking the shameless complaints.
Feast your eyes on this! Lucky 38's Casino gleaming platinum coin, handed out by Marzano herself! Go on, take it! Give it a big chomp to check if it's a real deal. Let's see if your teeth can handle it.
He presses the palm-sized silver-gray disc onto the guard's hand, the one struggling to keep the crowd at bay. This moment appears to offer everyone an outlet for their mounting anxiety, prompting them to scramble and show off anything that might secure their right to pass.
I've clinched the Outstanding Citizen Award 3 years running! Even those bigwigs of the World Parliament bow to their heads when they see me! A special pass suited for translating United Airlines, granting identified clearance across all community territories! These are desperate times. Your rations must be running low, right? Here, take these emergency meat packs. Everyone, please, order! Order! Gather your belongings and line up!
A sharp tap from the metal tip umbrella pierces the chaotic clamor. One, recognizing the once renowned Starlight, the crowd abandons the guards and converges its newly arrived figure.
Oh, there's no need to panic. Madame Mazzoni has already laid out the evacuation plan. We had ample time, but if you keep this up, I can't guarantee anything. For now, though, The Mondroir Desert stands as the city's natural shield, keeping the corrupted outbreak at bay. Countless poor people across the globe are spilling blood for a single seat on the transport plane. Yet here you are, sheltered by the highest level of security, behaving like you've lost every shred of dignity. Where is that virtue you all pretended to uphold? She speaks with poised restraint, letting just enough reproach seep through, never too strong, never too weak. That's why I like Lilith. She's able to like really control her emotions. But beneath it all, she fears nothing but disgust. Disaster is a chance for the ambitious to step on the spotlight. These so-called elites choose scrutiny like squealing vermin, surrendering to their pitiful urge to survive in the face of a threat that isn't even urgent. Besides, they once scoffed at the idea of a starship. Now they're seconds away from tearing each other apart just to get on board. Pathetic. Expendables like these are only fit to feed the bacteria into the pedal dish. On a sinking cruise ship, there are gentlemen who lift their violins to play, hypocrites who don't hesitate to overpower women and children, even turning violent. How do you hold on to that final shred of decorum? In the end, the choice is yours. That's crazy Titanic reference. The crown soon descends into bickering, but she refuses to spend another ounce of effort on them. Lilith finishes her words and slips through the narrow gap the guards have cleared, making her way to the far end of the boarding corridor. Ha ha! It was all part of the plan. The blast doors open the massive spaceport's observation bay, glide apart with barely a whisper. The model is so cutting edge that it's no surprise Colonel is turning the portals for resources. Where have you been? You've taken ages. I have some personal matters to attend to. Besides, there are too far many guests at the boarding gate. As usual, Lilith inclines her head to a slight bow. No need to fret over them. The seats we've set aside for the transport plane aren't going to be snatched by the corrupted. They've always acted on this way. Even if you put them in heaven, they grumble it's colder than hell. Is everyone here prepared to depart? She hinting at something beneath the surface, but the extra implication feels unwarranted. The whole crew has been on standby waiting for you. Care to weigh in? Oh, no offense intended. Let's get moving, shall we? Madame Mazzoni powers up the wall, touchscreen consoles, and delivers her final instructions to the cockpit. A moment passes, and the metallic floor starts to quiver. The movement is so faint it's barely noticeable. Unlike those old-fashioned shuttles that depend on solid fuel rockets for takeoff, this cold fusion craft delivers steady thrust while keeping passengers completely at ease. Only a thick layer of clouds sprawling across the floor to the ceiling windows reminds them that they're pushing beyond the pull of gravity. The white haze thins out, giving way to a deep navy. Faint specks of starlight shimmer at the window's edge. So she was at Babylon. Damn, she looked good. The plane shifts its angle and then softly curving horizon glides across the cabin window in a slow, steady spin. A towering steel blossom hangs above the rail, its blade like petals cutting off the part of the sunlight. That is the Eden II colony ship. In those violet, the ship's hull shimmers with a reflected sliver. Beneath that solid exterior lies the pinnacle of humanity's cosmic ambition, a sealed, self-sustaining ecosystem, a robust life support, that industrial network, and a propulsion system powered by zero-point energy. We were meant to sail off with those hopes and civilizations to land no one has ever seen. But now, we become that final node of the once golden age. According to the latest motion, our colony ship will be christened Babylonia. Well, there she is too, ha! Its name is so fitting it borders on the ironic. Long ago, an ancient ruler spared no expense, no mercy, to raise a garden in midair for Queen Samarius. And now humanity has fled beyond Earth's reach, and yet we would drain our final reserves to appease a planet that no longer responds. From this port on, she becomes our last beacon of Earth's curiosity orbit. While the world government and military have their own designs on reclaiming Earth, our struggle with Coronel, well, we can't afford a single misstep. Her voice is measured as the vessel sliding smoothly toward Babylonia's spaceport, sounding more like a parting directive than an outright order. This is some crazy fucking splash art. This looks really good. I see. Auntie, has your deal with the council been finalized? She keeps her eyes on the window, seemingly spellbound by the massive starship, elegant yet imposing structure. All of it costs a few passengers priority to evacuate and insufficient price to pay. It's only a matter of time before they're granted access to Babylonia. After all, I never forsake an honored guest who has aided Las Protos. Lilith doesn't dwell on how strange that promise sounds. She's drawn instead to something even more suspicious. So what are you implying? Wait, this doesn't make sense.
In the gleaming mirror-like window, Lilith notices the flicker of surprise forming on her own face. At times, she's amazed at how effortlessly she can pull off the charade. None of this makes sense. For instance, why is Aunt alone, with only me by her side?
What about her?
Lilith already knows the answer deep down, but she still forces out her carefully shaped question, her voice trembling.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Mija. She won't be joining us in Babylonia.
Mija? Who the fuck is Mija?
Did I forget to mention? Discover is always an expendable pawn, and she's the deal done.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
It's only a matter of time for the gain access to Babylonia. After all, I never taken on a guest who has aided Los Prados. Strange promise she's drawn. Okay. In the gleaming mirror. Disco was okay. So she was the part. She was the deal that made this happen. Okay, so she was the final one. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for tonight. We played some nice headway. We're at 34%, so that's not terrible. It's not terrible. I'm hoping to at least get a little over halfway Saturday. Because if we can get over halfway Saturday, that'll set us really nicely for Tuesday. So the plan is to hopefully do the main story. The plan, hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, is to hopefully do the main story by next week. Latest by Saturday next week. Should be interesting. I'm hoping to get it done before winter, I'm hoping to get it done either on winter or before winter. And then after that, we're ready to. We're fucking caught up, which is gonna be fucking insane. We're caught up. We will be officially caught up with everything. Granted, we still got to do the floating records, but that's not terrible. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this is all gonna lead, where it's gonna end, and how it's gonna go. Ladies and gentlemen, look at her.
How bright! Such focused gazes were only found in zealous gamblers.
God, she look good.
So people this devoted to their missions also give off the same intriguing fragrance. What a rare scent for a candle. Don't you dare burn out that quickly, Commandant.
Don't you worry, I won't. All right. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for tonight. We made good progress. We really did. So, all right. Saturday, we will be live. I will be live in the morning. We will be continuing on with Lilith chapter. Again, I'm hoping to get started on the main story, hopefully by next week. If not, worst case scenario, we do it on Saturday. But that being said, I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. Thank you all for being here. The short film, like I said, it's in the final phase. It's getting ready to be done. All I got to do now is get the visuals and finish and master the audio. And after that, it's ready to roll. I'm hoping to have that out sometime next week as well. It's gonna have to play really well with how we're doing in the pacing on this chapter. So basically, that's when that's ready. When this is done, this hopefully should be out by then. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna go get some dinner. I'm hungry. So, thank you all again for being here, and I will see you all Saturday morning, 6 a.m., where we will be continuing on with Lilith. I keep saying Lillian. Lilith's floating record story. Until then, you all be safe. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. And I'll see you later. I'm out. Peace.